All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the shipcast. We were not live last Thursday due to Thanksgiving, but we are back with a vengeance tonight for Dallas versus Seattle. Hopefully we can get a good game, but we're going to make it fun no matter what. We got Davis Mattek joining us right here off the rip. Forget this second quarter shit with Davis Mattek. Short King Summer shows up right at time. We're going to get some pick-up sweats going. We'll have Steph Miller swinging by in the second half to recap some of our high-stakes teams. We advanced a lot of the teams to the playoffs, so we'll talk about that. It's going to be a grand old evening here on Ship Chasing. Let's do it.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally this boys. You're right.
All right, Gretch, Karain, Mattek. How we doing, fellas?
Was I not supposed to be here till later?
Well, the JJ. It's all good though.
You're allowed to come on whenever you want.
If I'm canceling my plans for the night to hang out with you guys, I'm not coming on for 37 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
You can do whatever you want, man. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
CeeDee Lamb, first play, gets a first down. That's one of our
baby.
5-leggers. We do have some housekeeping to do before our guests show up. Usually, we got to show everyone our picks and everything.
Yeah, go for it. Pretend I'm not here.
This is the part of the show where I remember I have to pull up the game. I was like, oh yeah, Gretch, I need to pull up the actual stream. Gretch, why don't you start? I'll get the screen share going. Why don't you tell them about our core entry tonight that is for the giveaway?
Yeah, we got Tony Pollard over rush yards. We got the Charbonnet over rush attempts because he's played 85+% of the snaps the last 2 weeks. And weirdly, has come off the field in long down distance stuff. He was getting 100% of the long down distance stuff like 3 weeks in a row. Now that he's the lead back, they take him off on those spots and they're putting DJ Dallas in. Kind of makes some sense, right? But part of why we liked going for the rush attempts, like he's playing every rushing down. He's playing like 85%. He's only coming off pretty much for the long down distance, like routes. Ferguson higher on the fantasy points. Some discussion there on whether we should go receptions, receiving yards, fantasy points. We ended up on fantasy points. It's a fun one.
Pat,
you had some good notes on.
Yeah. The thing that we debated was which to put on the 3-leg between Tony Pollard over rushing yards or CeeDee Lamb over first downs, which I think we all kind of felt pretty neutral about. But we originally had it as the Lamb first downs, and then I think Gretch, you floated switching it. And
I did because
switching it. Yeah.
If you look at the Seahawks,
can I heckle for a second?
Yeah, heckle.
Yeah.
Where are you guys getting first down projections from? What is the math there?
It's in our fucking brains, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. When I do underdog Pick Ems, I am literally just clicking. I mean, I could not do more. It's just clicking buttons.
We're at least looking at how many times in the past they have gotten first downs.
Did Underdog ask you to come on early? Is that what?
No, I honestly assume that unless you're one of these people that's worried about getting limited to $27 per slip, you're just clicking higher on things you want to have happen. Like honestly, mostly what I do on Underdog is I take the guys I'm most overweight on tournaments on DraftKings, and I just click higher on them like 7 times, and then just repeat that.
Just no hedging. Just throw all the bags in.
Double rich.
Yeah,
I will say, Davis, there's a reason we do almost exclusively hires, because getting the blade on an under right away is like the most miserable thing for a 3.5 hour stream.
It's
like,
not a great live
sweat.
To get the blade, you don't get the blade early. Yeah,
we knew that coming in, and then we tried it the one time with the Broncos. We did the under on Javonte Williams rushing, and he got like 2 long runs right away, and it was like, well, this fucking sucks.
I will say that Javonte Williams, missing the under blade hurts less than the Mark Andrews getting hurt blade. Those blades, nothing. So the overs have the worst blades.
That was the worst mood I've been in the whole season. I mean, I in my home league, I had Mark Andrews. I traded away every player on my roster.
Get the spikes.
I'm down.
Sorry, I had to show the other one. We didn't even get this other. We put a Ferguson touchdown. We did the core of the 7.25, but we did a spin-off of the 1.75x spice in the 5-leg.
Yeah, so we almost hit the spice on the first drive. Oh, he has it.
Well, Ferguson he's contractually obligated to get 1.75 end zone targets per game. I believe he's only converted 2 of them.
Well, I hope he gets that second one. Let's hope it's 2 today.
Jake Ferguson is my most owned tight end in Dynasty.
Oh, he was looking at him again there. He was the first read. He comes back over to Cooks.
Damn, I'm behind you guys. I'm like 13 seconds behind.
Are you on desktop or phone, Davis?
The flag could be good for us because we want yards.
Yeah.
Although a touchdown.
Pollard. Oh, you're right. We don't have Pollard fantasy points.
Yeah.
So for the audio listeners, Gretch already outlined the core. And then the 5-leg they're both very similar. We just wanted to do one that had the Jake Ferguson touchdown spice instead of the fantasy points. And then the other 2 things we added were Rico Dowdle and Tony Pollard rushing yards, basically just playing this as a Cowboys blowout script in both of those backs.
Oh, that was Turpin. That was Turpin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the Lamb, correct.
The Lamb over 4.5 first downs. But we liked playing the script of the both running backs together, which I mean they could easily both hit that. That's definitely
if you've got Charbonnet overs though, you do not want early touchdowns for the Cowboys. That is the death knell. You do not want that.
I mean, establish it for a long time.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're gonna try to keep balance.
Pollard stuff is what we need here.
Yeah, let's go to Fergie. I didn't realize Seattle was wearing the
throwbacks are so good.
They're so good. Why aren't they just their jerseys?
They should be. I'm gonna go get a sweatshirt in a few minutes here. That I have a Tecmo Super Bowl logo sweatshirt. It barely fits anymore.
I've never been a Seahawks fan, but these make me nostalgic for the early 2000s era.
For your childhood. For your childhood.
Yeah. Or late 90s. When were these? When did they make the switch?
Yeah.
I remember Sean Alexander was in these, right?
Find Fergie. Fergie. God damn it.
That was 2 Fergie. Sean Alexander, I think, is a rookie probably, but not when they went to the Super Bowl in 2005. They were into those
that was
Blues by that point. Yeah. It was sometime around 2000.
Are we to a place in fantasy that we don't even acknowledge that Tony Pollard is never, ever converting that 2-yard carry for a touchdown? Just like never.
Obviously.
No, we know.
That's why we took yards.
That was a touchdown. If that doesn't get knocked down, he's falling into the end zone there, dude, right?
The Fergie touchdown, dude, it's programmed into tonight.
It is. Seattle loves to give him up.
Oh, here we go. He's open.
Oh, no.
That was on the second down play was on Dak. That was a touchdown.
Plenty of Sharps carries coming. They're only getting a field goal in the first drive. Good start. I like this.
How many carries did Sharps get against San Francisco? Only 10,
14.
Right? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We've been in the lab today, Davis. We've been in the lab on these.
Do you guys still play Showdown, or is that
I did,
over?
Davis. I've been playing.
I'm Charbonnet was my flag play. I'm just all the way.
Did you captain him?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I do I play like 200 teams, and I have like I think 70% Sharps.
Nice.
That was what I was
played
going
a decent
for.
amount of him. I was playing I have a lot of Ferguson. I played some Ferguson captain too.
The Sims actually are like unbelievably good for Showdown because you kind of don't even know what you have, because you don't actually know what your lineups are. So it's kind of like fun. You just kind of like are checking in the middle of the game. You're like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Well,
it's so sharp that you're like back to being like a total noob. Like you don't even do some stuff in.
It's a bug and a feature though, because you cannot fall in love with a single lineup or you will get the emotional blade very quickly.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, checking Showdown before the fourth quarter is just like, it's just a recipe for tilting your face off.
That's why I stopped playing it. I couldn't handle it's not a fun sweat.
Yeah, I don't really play Showdown because I can't really.
I used to love it, and
It really is only fun in the way Davis described it, where you just get a shit ton of teams, and then like in the fourth quarter, you just start to peak, and see like what kind of game script do I want to actually
exactly.
make this fun.
Exactly. I think a first drive field goal is actually the nuts for this game, though. You did not want this viewing experience to be Cowboys touchdown, Seahawks punt, Cowboys touchdown. That just locks you into an annoying game.
The thing I've been terrified about today, Davis, is the old Cowboys pick six. Like that's the nut low.
What's your favorite
Yeah, for sure.
Deron Bland stat? I told one to Jacob today that I thought he about threw up.
Is this like one? It's always like he has more or something than Quentin Johnston or whatever.
So the Quentin Johnston one is good. I also dropped a Jonathan Mingo has 100 more receiving yards than Quentin Johnston, which is just like that's the ultimate.
good.
It could not be more Jover for Quentin Johnston.
It would Jonathan Mingo, when I hear like air yards, I just think of him literally jumping. Like,
Jumping.
That clip is so good.
I literally think about that. That's my new Roman Empire. I think about that play like once every hour. Just nonstop. I'm like, what the fuck was he doing?
I mean, he was slowed down enough that, like, I really think it was like there's some people who can't catch the ball without jumping. It seems like you remember that, like in high school, the kids that would always jump to catch. Like, why are you fucking jumping?
QJ does that. QJ can't catch it with his hands. He's got to catch it with his body. He jumps. He is always jumping.
He's got to jump. And I think on that Mingo play, like he could have easily slowed down. Like where his feet take off relative to the sideline, he's got like 2 more steps and he jumps so far.
Do you know my honest explanation
Jumps
is
so
that
far.
I think he had like football dyslexia where he's like, I think I should drag my feet. And his body just did the complete inverse. It was like the opposite of dragging feet, is just swinging your feet as far in the air as possible. Like he did literally the opposite thing of what you're supposed to do.
Maybe.
Okay, while we're talking about rookie wide receivers, my current Roman Empire is, what is the Venn diagram of CJ Stroud and Tank Dell? How did CJ Stroud know to tell the Texans to take Tank Dell? They did not play each other once in college. They would not have been at any of the exhibition, Senior Bowl. None of
They
those
would have at the
things.
combine. They might have thrown to each other a little bit because I know that like the passing and all that.
Okay, all right. I guess that's
They must have
probably
just
how.
hit it off quick at the combine and in some of that stuff.
Because Tank went to a community college even before he went to Houston, so there would have been they wouldn't have even played like high school football against each other.
Do you think that's overblown? Because there's got to also be a connection where like Houston had a good look at him. Like that a lot of these teams end up taking the day 3 guys from their area.
Well, yeah, Dallas always does that. Dallas only takes big
Seattle
wide
does
receivers.
for sure.
Yeah,
Seattle does the same thing.
But it's also like when Mahomes says he wants CEH, it's like, this is like a $500 million contract, dude. That's not a suggestion. You're doing it. When CJ Stroud is like, I like take that's like a suggestion. Like,
right.
Hey guys,
No, it's a good use of capital on his part because you're never going to have more capital with the team than the day you're picked number 2 overall, unless you end up being Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, do you think Josh Rosen was not getting very many of his year 2 requests?
My buddy from the inflatable tub at the UCLA dorm room. Yeah.
All right,
think about what Bryce Young could have asked for and what he can ask for now. It's different.
Dude,
full start.
Panthers are down bad. They got what? Okay, Gretch, I hire you to be the GM for the Carolina Panthers this offseason. What's your move? What do you do?
I fire myself and try to get any other job. Do I have to be? But I do not want to work under David Tepper. Anything you can do.
Your goal is to make the playoffs one time before the end of Bryce Young's rookie contract.
What do you do? I mean, you don't have a first-round pick next year, so you have an early second. You definitely have to address the pass catchers. Oh, DK. Boom.
Man.
That's good.
There you go. We had to play Geno in that one spot. We'll take it.
Beautiful. Wow.
I'm really
that was just
not
bad
enjoying
defense.
being behind you guys. It's miserable.
I'm surprised you're behind. Normally the phone bros are on the bleeding edge.
Maybe I need to click live again. The NFL app sucks.
Wait, you're not on Amazon Prime?
Oh, I didn't even realize I could do that.
Yeah, get on Prime, dude.
I always just click inside the NFL app.
No. Go to Amazon Prime. You're gonna get
Okay.
there. For the Panthers, though, I think their defense isn't like horrendous. They actually have talent. Like I think everything has to be the offensive line and pass catchers. Like they're just whatever they can in free agency and in the draft. You got to build up an offensive line, and you got it. Their receiving core. We talked about this in the summer. Like it was going to be awful. Like I wish I would have drafted somebody Adam Thielen out on the premise of like Jonathan Mingo is not a good prospect. Who else? Like DJ Chark. Like there's nothing else here. Like Adam Thielen is just playing tight end. He's running little 2-yard curls, and no one's getting open downfield, and they're dumping off to Adam Thielen. And then finally, someone double teams him last week, and he can't. I mean, he gets nothing either. And they're
it's
like,
over. Yeah, as soon as they double teamed him, it was fucking over.
You got to get some receivers. You got to draft some good receivers. Mingo was a bad pick. I mean, just like objectively wasn't the right pick. And what was it, a second-round pick? It was like an athleticism, no, real production track record pick. Take some smart receivers. Yeah, older.
You know what, though? Thielen's not even going to end up mattering for these contests, which is hilarious. Like, he's really not.
The next three receivers taken after
just
Mingo?
like producing in the playoffs?
Yeah, he's not going to matter at all.
I agree.
Well, he matters in that he's advancing a shit ton of teams to the playoffs, but I agree.
So did Josh Jacobs.
Yo, he's the Josh Jacobs of this year.
Yeah. The next three receivers drafted, next four receivers drafted, next five receivers drafted after Jonathan Mingo: Jaden Reed, Rashee Rice, Marvin Mims, Tank Dell, Jalen Hyatt. I would take any of those guys with Bryce Young right now and feel a lot better about like where their receivers are now and going forward.
Yeah.
Jonathan Mingo, not
I mean, how do you think, honestly, though, how do you think we're talking about Tank Dell right now on the Panthers?
Yeah, not as favorably. Yeah.
Not very favorably.
And I wonder how would we be talking about Jonathan Mingo on the Texans?
Pretty favorably.
I disagree. I think if they were switched,
Noah Brown is producing for the Texans.
I don't think Mingo would crack. Like, I think it would mostly be Collins and I think Mingo would be doing better. But I actually think Tank Dell's good. I think like he's a good.
Yeah, I think Tank Dell's very good. But I don't. We would know how good he is.
I think we kind of would because like what I believe is happening with the Panthers is no one is getting open downfield, and Tank Dell might actually be doing that, and Bryce Young might actually be having a little bit of a better year. Like it might be the one guy that's actually helping Bryce a little bit. I think if you flip them, we might like Dell more than Mingo still. It would be closer. It would be a lot.
I think we would. I think we probably would still like. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, because Mingo might look good.
I think we might like Mingo more.
Yeah, because you'd be how many screenshots of like Tank Dell like just dusting a guy on a route and just being wide open, waving his hands up in the air would we be dealing with?
I think it would be a little like Marvin Mimsy with Dell, where like the playing time would kind of be fluctuating, and it would be like kind of annoying. And it's like, yeah, he looked really good in that one game, but now he's not looking that good. And is his quarterback good enough? I think it would be. He'd be like maybe probably a better version of the Mims experience.
What would you guys have rather for our underdog entry on that drive? What would you have rather have had? 5 Charbonnet carries. So it puts them on like a 20 carry pace, even just in that quarter. Or that touchdown that sets up a really positive game script for the rest of the half.
Great question.
Touchdown.
I think I'm taking the early carries just because, like, I just want to bank them.
But we got how many carries did we get? We got.
I think just
are
one,
you saying
right?
Just
2.
one? Okay. I thought it was 2.
Okay.
We got 2.
Nice.
No, you would prefer the Seahawks to be immediately like in the game. Yeah.
Man, you're way ahead of
This is very good for sharps. This is really good just for overs in general right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of what I was worried about, which is a Dallas pick 6, like the dead ass opposite.
Yeah. Cowboys
That's
defense
sweet play,
in the first showdown contest I pulled up is literally twice as owned as DK Metcalf.
Oh my god.
What did DK Metcalf come in?
right now, I pulled up the big 120,000 person $3. DK is 3%.
There we go.
There we go, Fergie.
Run somebody over.
Or just avoid them.
Run through a motherfucking face.
Because he didn't run that guy over at all.
Pat, you're part of the
He did not
pussification of NFL football. Just avoid him. Meanwhile, Gretch is over here drinking a beer with a mustache saying, bulldoze him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
but
are you guys-
he ran into a brick wall, but he didn't run over that guy at all. He got crushed.
Nope, that
what are
didn't
you
work.
guys' mustaches?
That was
Why is
Bobby
it
Wagner.
Gretch?
Like, if Wagner, we played him to be really old and slow last week for the tackles, but if you run right at him, he's still big and will still hit hard.
Oh,
Whoa.
Okay.
Was
We
that
don't
That's
roll it.
interesting. I don't like that call because he's
That was
kind of
over.
playing the ball, and the receiver jumped into him. Like, yeah, he kind of climbs his back.
that was
but-
that was a soccer play. That was what they do. That was what they do.
Right.
in
He like
soccer. Yeah.
initiated the receiver initiates contact, and the DB's playing the ball, but
But the way
I
the
don't think
rules
give guys like the 1 game suspension for that shit. They should just review it and just suspend all those assholes. I hate that so much. They act like they can't get out of the game in a week.
oh, that's a little
Yeah.
tug. Oh, he's not playing the ball either. Yeah, no, everything I said is wrong.
But the receiver has the rule is that the receiver has the right to the space.
Right, and also he didn't look back at the ball; he just jumped on his back.
Right.
Yeah. And I was talking about soccer, by the way. Not
Oh,
that
Rico
way.
Dowdle says Pollard
he's coming
Pollard
for
could
our
not
5
be
leg.
any more dead, dude. The backup running back with the dreads comes in and everyone gets excited. You know, it's a tale as old as time.
Davis, we should do a backup running back with the dreads podcast this offseason as a remember that guy theme.
I think we did. We literally, I want to say we had like a 45-minute remember that guy this offseason. It's always Ben Tate that gets me there. Like once I get to Ben Tate, then I'm like, I can remember Montario Hardesty after that point. Like I can get to
And he unlocks it.
There we go.
Dude.
If they wanted,
That's
if
a
they
first
wanted,
down. That's a first down.
That's a first down.
It is.
if they wanted to be dicks, by the way, they could Calvin Johnson rule that. They won't. They'll just call it a touchdown. But he didn't. He came up without the ball. They could totally Calvin Johnson rule him.
yeah.
They're not going to. They're not going to, but they could.
I think. Well, that rule doesn't exist anymore. I think you're right. But
Oh, is that true? I think you're right, actually.
yeah, it's 2 steps in a football move. That's all it is. There's no surviving the ground. They talk about it on broadcast. It's not accurate. There's no such thing about surviving the ground. Only exists if you didn't do 2 steps in a football move before you went down. Then you have to survive the ground.
What was the game? Oh, the AJ Brown play last week. Do you guys remember that where he dropped it, but he clearly took 2 steps with the ball in that?
Oh
last
yeah.
drive?
The punt,
clearly
the
took-
fumble one.
Yes,
Yeah.
he clearly took 2 steps, but they were like, "Nah."
You have to take 2 steps and make a football move though.
Right. Or a 3rd step. He went 2 steps. Lamb just went 2 steps. His knee hit as well. And then the play's over. That's it. Like, that's what they were talking about with the Deontay Johnson. Tomlin didn't review last week. They went back to it on the next drive because the next play was a fumble. Then they went to commercial. They went back to it on the next drive after commercial because Sterator wanted to be like, he should have challenged this. There's the 2 steps. There's the 3rd step. Play ends here. He doesn't have to survive to the ground. It doesn't matter. And as he was going down, they punched it out. But it was like he had plenty of steps before he went down. Like it was like the play was dead the second he took the 3rd. Oh, White Lantern remembers. You have to survive the ground if you're Deontay Johnson, apparently, though.
What was crazy when we were going through, I don't know if you guys had the same thing when we were going through the underdog numbers for tonight and like looking at Pollard, Ferguson, Lamb, and like I didn't really like the yardage. I like the touchdown on all of them. Like that was my favorite one. It's just like, you know, they're going to score 3 to 4 touchdowns, and you just want to hope you run here that they go to the best players.
That's what I was thinking.
Can you not do multiple peppers for the same game?
You can. I think you can do multiple peppers. You can't do like multiple. Like you can't do
correlated
CeeDee touchdown and CeeDee yards like type shit.
And I don't think you can do like Dak passing touchdowns and Lamb.
I had a 5 pepper one 2 weekends ago, like all anytime touchdowns. They all hit. Last one was Marquise Brown, and I was like, I would sell this for $1. I don't know what possessed me. I don't know what like going back in time. What possessed
You
me
made
to
the
think-
ticket.
What would have possessed me
for $1?
What would have possessed me to think that Marquise Brown would score a touchdown? I don't know. I don't know what was going through me to click that at the time, but I just looked at it and I was like, "This isn't winning. There's literally no chance."
Dude, look at this one that Copper Prices from the Deposit Kingdom Discord badge, bro. Hit 5 picks for 10,000. Spice
Nice.
Kyler Murray TD, Stephon Diggs TD, Evans TD, Gabe Davis TD, and then correlating Josh Allen on the higher with Diggs and Gabe Davis.
How much was the buy-in on this?
That's actually a good. So it was 100x. So it was a
Wow.
100x. So what is that?
So it was
$100 to win 10K.
$100.
$100. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Confirmed in the chat.
Hell yeah, dude.
We need to start living a little with some more spice, guys.
I'm telling you, dude, just do the peppers are like you're
that.
gonna lose anyway, probably. So just do the peppers, like it's more fun.
I mean, that's
good
basically
self-first,
playing. That's like playing the spy and trying to win the 10K first prize. But all you need is these guys to score touchdowns. Like it seems easier than having to beat up.
It does. I mean, it does seem easier.
But I mean, I wrote about this when I was writing about why I'm enjoying the pick 'em sweat so much, is because it's like when you're right, you actually get paid. You don't have to worry about other fucking game environments. And it's like, I was right. But then this game scored 2 more extra touchdowns.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the CJ Stroud, Tank Dell combining for 97 points. Like you got your points, and it is what it is.
Exactly.
I know Sam Sherman is just at home watching this game being like, I fucking hope Jake Bobo gets on the board before JSN. Like he's got a tweet. He's got a tweet ready.
He's got the tweet already written.
Jake Bobo always pops up before JSN. That's also programmed into Pete Carroll's play sheet there.
Yeah, where are we?
Get Jake Bobo going?
I've not been listening to this program. Where are we at on JSN? What's sort of the collective consciousness? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing with Mr. Smith-Njigba? There he is, right here.
Watching him get manufactured targets.
We did the whole chat in the ADP chasing channel where I was defending.
Yeah, but that was
that
was a month ago.
That was
3 weeks
couple
ago.
weeks ago. Yeah, maybe a month ago.
I
have not changed my opinion.
Seattle offense sucks right now.
Yeah, my argument was you should wait on it. Yeah.
I'm gonna say he has done nothing to convince me that he's not Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, I think we've gotten new information, and the new information is bad.
No, I couldn't disagree more. He's done nothing to convince me he's not the guy that we thought he was from his prospect profile and everything. Like he's barely done any work. His role's been terrible. He broke his wrist in August. Did you see the catch last week? I mean, the ball tracking to spin the dive and one-handed catch. Like this, to Pete's point, this offense has been terrible. They've been running him on routes in the flat all season. Early in the year, the first 4 weeks, he's had a wrap on his wrist. And like every opportunity he's actually gotten to make plays, there's been a couple little mistakes, not a lot of rookie mistakes from him at all. And he's made some sick plays this year. Like,
I think, Gretch, you might be seeing the trees instead of the forest.
Davis, single Seattle pass catcher you'd be excited to go to battle with in the BBM sprint?
Oh, yeah. Deep shot.
Yeah,
oh,
DK Metcalf. I would be pretty excited to have DK Metcalf on my.
I don't want anything tethered to this offense.
Yeah, I'm not particularly. World. But the problem is so when we think about like Jaxon Smith-Njigba before the season and where we sit now, I mean, so much of like the appeal of these rookies is that like we just don't know, and there's like all of these awesome positive.
And we really didn't know about JSN because he played about 9.5 college games total.
Right. Yeah, so he's kind of like this mystery box guy. But
that's fair.
Like,
he hasn't hit
we
the
just
we have
no indication that ceiling's there.
We got more information about his quarterback.
Everything about his profile.
His quarterback turns out to be fucking amazing and could turn Noah Brown into a superstar. So that's not great.
Noah Brown didn't have a 100-yard game since high school, and then starts with CJ Stroud, and then immediately turns into Randy Moss.
Yeah, this is turning into one of your guys' unserious ADP chasing debates. So I'm gonna respectfully decline to try to make a logical point.
Jaxon Smith-Njigba he's 34th percentile in open score. He's got 1.33 yards per route run, which is like
he's
bad,
been run in the flat. Like you're not arguing against any of the things that I've argued. So I agree with you that
what you're doing
Can
with
I
that,
finish
I
a
think.
sentence?
Well, you cut me off. You cut me off, so now I'm cutting you back off.
All
What you're doing when you say stuff like his role sucks is you're like letting him off the hook for that. Like his role, if he's awesome, his role shouldn't suck. Like it doesn't mean he sucks, but there's all these potentials when you're coming into the season of he's a fucking amazing superstar, and getting a shitty role and not doing well with it is not very likely to be paired up with those outcomes. Like even if, he gets more opportunity later.
Sharp carry. Keep him coming.
Yeah, I agree with you that there's tail outcomes that he could have hit and they would have been great. The point Davis made was like he's done nothing to prove that he's not Judy. And my argument is in the role that he's been in and the ways that he's been used. And my argument on the role would be that it's very relevant that he broke his wrist in August, that Tyler Lockett is 31 and has a freaking balloon payment coming next year. And it's probably going to get restructured, but it's not going to be with this team for a long time. He's clearly been drafted as Lockett transitions out. And right now he's the third receiver. In the preseason, in the offseason, the whole debate was they used a ton of 2 tight end last year. And one of the arguments I had to make against the people that were making the 2 tight end points was this will transition in season to more 3 receiver sets. It has. His routes have spiked. They have. They brought him along slowly. Didn't play a lot of football last year, and he broke his wrist in August. We brought him along slowly. We're in week 13. We're not at the end of the season. I do think we're going to see stuff by the end of the year. I agree with you. We could have seen tail outcome, extreme, awesome things. But in terms of what we've actually seen, if you watch every game, this is where I get frustrated because the numbers aren't great. The stuff about the open score is because they've ran him in the flat all season. They've been doing that a ton. He's not actually running.
I just don't buy that, dude. I just don't buy it. He wasn't running that many routes, and his open score sucks, and he's run a bunch more routes recently. That's just not very plausible. Most of his routes are not in that role.
I think the ultimate point is that guys that we thought were that good, we should see more hints of it.
Yeah.
Where were all the hints we saw from Devontae Adams as a rookie?
Yeah,
sure. Very different players, though, right?
And it did take Devontae Adams 3 years to turn into anything. Too.
We've gotten
are they different players
by massive rookie?
Pete. That's actually a great point. Is that we've just gotten very spoiled by these guys coming in and immediately.
He's a really logical one for it to take a little longer, not just in the rookie year, maybe multiple years. That's been the whole point that I've been making. Is this whole rush that we have in the fantasy community to be it's Jover for JSN in week 12. It makes no sense for him. Other than I do agree, it's funny. It makes no sense for his profile. There's nothing in the data that says that you shouldn't still care about the long view, even if he has a bad rookie year. I'm not denying the numbers aren't good. I'm not denying the open score is terrible. I think it's in part because of the usage, but I'm not denying the numbers are bad. His production's not been bad. It is above the threshold that you want to see of 40 yards per game, where it's a really disaster threshold. He's been good enough, especially since he got healthy, since the bye. He's been fine. He was really bad the first 4 games. But there's nothing in his first year to me that is so bad that I'm this guy can't ever be good. I understand your point again, Pat.
Yeah, that's not what my point is. I agree with that. That's not my point.
The only thing JSN is guilty of is not living up to our expectations of immediately stepping on the field and being the best wide receiver who commands the most targets in that offense on day one. That's what he's doing.
He hasn't even flashed that potential.
Right.
That was not the expectation. His ADP was in line with Lockett as a late season.
It kind of was baked into.
It wasn't. DK Metcalf's ADP was 3 rounds higher. JSN's was even with Lockett, and it was because he would have the late season ceiling, and he has the bigger boom potential. And Lockett is this boring asset, and most people were arguing taking Lockett.
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't that he was going to step on the field in week 1 and command those targets, but there was this expectation that he could emerge as the target leader at some point this season, and that just seems less likely to me now. Yeah.
The other thing, Davis, on the Addison point, if drafters knew Justin Jefferson
They
was
would
going to be out.
They would have gigged him.
He would have been what, 3-4 turn pick?
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, you don't know that Kirk Cousins,
because the whole narrative was JSN could ascend to the top,
and
of the
there
chart,
was no ascending for
Addison
Addison because he
capped.
can't top.
His ceiling was capped next to Jefferson.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show we're all pretty bad at this in like different ways. Like there are all things that we don't know. Ultimately, the thing with JSN is that he certainly, I thought, in his range of outcomes was he becomes this next difference-making guy. He's scoring 19.5 points per game. He's ripping off a bunch of touchdowns. No one can cover him. He's a total nightmare. And I mean, maybe it's possible, but whatever I thought that was possible for 6 months ago, I think that's maybe 2% of his range now for a run of games, you know.
Wait, in this season specifically, 2%?
I just as his whole range of player, I probably will have a very hard time. Like, let's say Lockett gets cut or it's clear he gets restructured or whatever. I'll have a very hard time drafting him as where like Deontay Johnson went this year in Best Ball Mania. Probably that'll be a tough click for me. I think
you'll have a hard time drafting JSN next year there.
At wide receiver
with Lockett gone,
wide receiver 25 or whatever, wide receiver 24. That'll be a hard click, I think.
I do think
that's how I feel right now too. That my mind could change on that as we get more information.
Okay, so this is a big point. This is a big point because if he actually sticks the way that he has the rest of the way, I think we're going to see some better stuff the rest of the way. I think we shouldn't have expected
Fergie.
An incredible season through the first 8 or 10
God damn it. Why don't you grow long hair or something? For Christ's sake.
Wait until you get him confused for McKeon because he also looks the exact same.
Hey, God, speaking of which, are you guys familiar with the Princeton Fant narrative tonight?
No, I saw his name in this Showdown CSV. Who is that?
The Cowboys called up Princeton Fant, who is Noah Fant's cousin. Little cousin on cousin tonight. The mainstream media will not tell you about two fans playing in this game.
I thought you were saying a guy from Princeton, like, comped to Noah Fant.
That's what I thought you were saying. I thought, that's what I thought.
The funny thing is the reason I know this is because I saw the same thing Davis did, which was his name in a CSV, and I said, what the fuck? And I Googled it. Little did you know. Fun family story.
Is he also a tight end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just excluded him in Showdown.
Yeah,
I was like, that's got to be wrong. I was like, that's got to be wrong. So I
jammed a lot of double Fant lineups just for the kicks.
Anyways, back to JSN. Wide receiver 24 next year. That's going to be a no for me, dog. Assuming that this is what his sample looks like, and we don't see something different.
I don't think he'll go wide receiver 24 if we don't see anything the rest of the year.
I was just going to say the same thing. His ADP has yet to be determined. So much.
What was Rashad Bateman's ADP year 2?
I was going to bring Bateman up because this seems like it feels like a pretty similar run out to Bateman, and like I've been betting on Bateman the last 2 years, so I don't,
Not the same caliber of prospect.
Fair.
Bateman was
Jason was a better prospect. Bateman was a really good prospect too.
He was.
So,
but
JSN was a slightly better prospect.
What the better comp might be Treylon Burks, actually, where there are a lot of excuses you could have for Treylon Burks' lack of production. And he was
I'm still not sure what to make of Burks.
No, it's over.
Okay. I still get the light on him.
If we just want to name everyone being over, like, again, Pete's point about Devontae Adams, I understand, like, not everyone's Devontae Adams, but there are players like that throughout history, and we are rushing.
Yeah, but here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. Like, if in a lot of the games that we play, you're better off being early to, like, the idea that JSN isn't it than you are sticking with him, because you can still, like, maybe not, I don't know. If you had moved quickly, you could have gotten a lot for JSN still. But JSN in this offseason is not going to be all that popular. In Dynasty.
Specifically in Dynasty.
Specifically in Dynasty, which is that's the format where, other than DFS, where you're assessing
really
the weekly. Yeah, like where does it matter to have an opinion on him right now is mostly Dynasty. And I think actually it's better to be quick on that stuff, to understand, like, these stats are all banked. And when we look at the profiles after the season, we're going to reference season-long yards per out run and season-long
Isn't that a macro
stats.
Dynasty take and not so much a JSN take, where you need to play for more floor in general with Dynasty than you are in
it is partly a macro Dynasty, but I don't have any issue with people being like, get me the fuck out of this JSN these JSN bags. Like I think that's probably
I
sharp.
just had to trade away the
that's
Rashad
what I'm
Bateman
saying
for
with-
a 3rd round pick in a league, like because I just needed
right.
him off.
Totally
my
different
roster,
thing.
dude.
But to Pete's point, Dynasty, the way that you have to play Dynasty to be good at Dynasty, I wrote about this recently. It's like why I don't really like Dynasty. I get your point, Pat. You're probably right. It probably makes sense to get out of JSN if you can still just trade him in for a future first and do it again with the next first round pick next year. That makes sense.
That's better.
But that's why I don't like Dynasty. Honestly, right? But in terms of whether JSN's going to be a successful NFL player is sort of the point. Because Dynasty's all market based. If you can still get a first, then you can just do that, right? But in terms of
I do think it's not just Mark. I mean, his odds of being a successful NFL player, I think, are lower today than I thought they were before the season. And I think
Roma Dunze.
That's not likely. I'm not going to disagree with that.
Okay. I'll even Gretch. I'll get you back in. Roma.
That's all I said. I said we got new information, and the new information is bad. That's where I started.
Than JSN.
Where I started was when Davis said that he's done nothing to convince me he's not Jerry Jeudy, and then you did say, I forget what you said. I said he's done nothing to convince me he's not.
I think that's a fair take. I think that's a completely fair take.
I also think it's a fair take to say he's done nothing while acknowledging what you just said, that his percent chance of success has come down from a purely probabilistic sense. I also think he has done nothing, having watched almost all of his snaps this year and been rooting for him heavily and been very invested and very disappointed, by the way. I should be a lot more tilted by this player. I think he's done nothing to show me that he is not exactly what I think he is, other than, I'm tilted with the Seahawks' whole offense, which has taken a step back. I'm tilted with the way Geno Smith has played, the way they've used him, the fact that, with his injury, it's been frustrating. He has run more routes the last few weeks, but every time he does get opportunities down the field, he makes plays on the ball that are very impressive.
He made that stick catch. That was pretty awesome.
And and everyone saw the one-handed part. If you see the ball tracking in mid-flight, he had to turn over his other shoulder. That is skills that a lot of receivers don't have. It is hard to not be successful. I watch every fucking game every week. I'm not trying to use that as some card, but he's flashed skills that are 95th percentile NFL receiver skills already. He has flat. This is the stuff I was saying about Garrett Wilson last year to give a comp. And people were like, Chris Olave's had a better year than Garrett Wilson. I'm like, no, Garrett Wilson's been better on the football field objectively. If you watch him play, it's just that he's been playing with Zach Wilson, but he's been doing ridiculous things. And I think Garrett Wilson, that's not a great point because we haven't gotten to see Garrett Wilson at peak, whatever.
But Garrett
this
Wilson
year.
also leads his team in receiving yards by 40% over every.
Garrett Wilson was also and it's a different thing because the receiver competition was way worse and he was in a better role, but he was immediately popping as a target earner, and he's since shown up as one of the best route runners in the league. So it's the route running part of it for me. I'm like, can this dude? Because remember he had that crazy short, crazy quick 3-cone, and it was this guy's going to get open so easily in short spaces. He's going to be kind of that Amon-Ra type of thing where it's and he just. But I don't really see him as that right now, and that's frustrating to me.
That's fair, and I get that
pretty quickly.
It did for Garrett Wilson because he had no competition. Can I be clear though about one? There's a difference in these situations. When you come into a team with the Seahawks, I don't have the exact number, but if you go back since the year DK Metcalf was drafted, their number 3 target earner has not had more than 65 targets in a year. JSN, I think, is going to blow past. It's 63. Noah Fant last year, Gerald Everett also hit that number. They have not had a third receiver in all these years. And relatively, and Jason's already at 57 in 11 weeks. He's going to blow past that. He's not at Metcalf and Lockett's level, but he's way above everyone else in targets. And he's clear that it's not a perfect situation for stepping in and getting an immediate volume. It's been a low volume pass offense. It's been really consolidated on the 2 guys that have stayed healthy. If either of those guys would have missed a game or 2, and we could have seen, or I guess one of them maybe missed 1 game. But
wow, that was a real Shakespeare. If you let a bunch of monkeys have a typewriter, they eventually type every sentence. In the known universe, people saying my microphone's too low, literally the first time of all time.
It is. You've been low. Normally, it costs at least a $20 super chat to get a 20-minute debate about a single player. So you guys got one on the house tonight.
Well, I mean, I guess.
Well, I knew what I was getting into, but I haven't. Because I used to listen to Ship Chasing the morning after at the gym to be like, God, did I fuck up my waivers? What did they think? But I'm already so tilted about whatever happened on Thursday Night Football that I don't listen to this 3.5 hour podcast.
Do you know another?
No.
Do you know what another one of my Roman empires is, Davis? I still think about how last year we're the only team in the main event with a Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry team.
Oh man, that's a good Roman empire.
I do think about how I had 5 teams in the main event this year. 2 of them made the playoffs. 2 of them missed combined. If you combine the 2 that missed by less than 80 total FFPC points, Did your like Penta, Reeves, Thorman, Silva team missed by about 63 points?
Oh jeez,
that's bummer.
And you guys were just stroking each other off after drafting that one.
Dude, this is how bad it was. We started Cooper Kupp, Tony Pollard, and it was still a good team every week. That was our start, and it was still a good team every week.
Man, Lamb is so good. Wow.
You're Fergie TD. Come on.
That's a great question because that was a third down. So we got the first down already. We don't want him to score there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pat, we should have went with your first downs in the core, man. That was the debate, and you're looking great.
Well, it might be coming back.
Yeah.
CeeDee
Pollard not looking great.
No, he's not.
Oh,
but the script's okay.
Who could have predicted this? Who could have predicted that sweating Tony Pollard overs would be miserable?
Oh, it didn't come back.
What's going to suck is when he gets there on fantasy points because he has like 2 touchdowns, but has 20 combined yards.
Yeah.
He's at 14 rushing yards. Long way to go.
No, the Lamb one. What does he have first down wise?
Good call. Lamb is at 2 first downs, but this will be 3 once this updates.
Nice.
I believe, right? This will be his third? Has to be.
It's definitely his third. He had 1. Okay.
Yeah. Sharps is at 5 rushing attempts. Rico's almost to his 10 rushing yards to the 19.5.
That was Pat. You wanted to go there too. That was almost
play action to
Fergie.
There's the play action. Leak Fergie.
It was to Fergie. Oh my God. He threw it to him still.
Oh,
he couldn't get off his block. I mean, he was the only route on that side of the field. He couldn't get off his fucking block.
Fergie.
Oh man.
Bring him back and give Fergie a little more room to cook.
Dak stretched that out as far as he could, waiting for Fergie to get out to that space. And then he just threw it.
Dak is looking out for us, man. He's
is
trying to get Fergie a touchdown.
Ineligible downfield. He waited so goddamn long to throw it. Oh man.
The Cowboys
they're going to waste one play here trying to get Pollard a touchdown. He won't get it. Then it'll be
Ferguson's the only route on that side of the field. He's the only guy. He tries to cut back in.
Look at Mike McCarthy's face. What the fuck was that?
Oh man, the guy
I was thinking about this earlier in the day. This is the only time in Mike McCarthy's career he's been universally beloved.
Ferguson!
He's a bit. Oh, come on. Oh.
We need it.
Someone was open there. Dak. That was Tolbert, I think.
Man. Ferguson was early.
This is the only time I can ever remember him being universally beloved, like ever, where everyone's like, "Oh, he's doing a great job. Doing a great job. Cowboys offense, great. They're doing a great job." Brian Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy are currently the architects of the best offense in the NFL. Like, I'm sure there's no way that rears its ugly head at an inopportune moment for the Dallas Cowboys franchise.
Oh my God, they just didn't guard Brandon Cooks.
Well, when you're triple teaming Ferguson, someone's gonna be open.
Dak's winning MVP, guys. I mean, that we talked about it.
I think Dak.
No,
they probably got to win their division.
Hurts is the favorite, and I mean, Hurts is going to win it. I mean, it's the same thing as last year. Hurts is going to win it if he stays healthy.
They play head-to-head in Philly next week. If Dallas wins that game, then they split the season series. They're back to one-game differential.
They won't, though.
Okay, if Philly comes in Dallas and wins, then you're right. It's Jover for Dak. Like then,
dude, I'm not.
Then we can actually use Jover, and I'll be okay with it.
I am not a Cowboys fan anymore, but I have known this team intimately since like literally as long as I can remember. They were
having
born.
you on, dude.
They were literally born to lose that game. They were like, Dak was created scientifically in a lab to lose to Jalen Hurts in week 14 of a season where he's the MVP favorite, like straight up.
It's
No,
so
but
true.
I think he's more created in the lab to win that game and then get upset in the wild card round.
Yes,
And then lose,
yes,
and
that's
then
what
lose,
he.
and then
That's
lose,
that's
and
yeah.
then lose to Josh Dobbs in the divisional.
Yeah, that's
or
what it
like
is.
Arthur Smith's Falcons that like squeak in or something.
That's why he can win MVP, because it might make sense that they're that good all regular season, and then they're the bigger playoff letdown at
Well,
that point.
really. So if the Cowboys win the division, that really throws a wrinkle in all kinds of stuff for the playoffs, because the 49ers or the Eagles could end up getting eliminated early by having to play an extra game. That would be, or they could have to play each other in the second round, which then opens up all kinds of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if the Eagles and the 49ers both have to play an extra game, that just means like anything could happen. That means we could have the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC Conference Championship game or something, like in an like for real.
That's not happening.
I'm just saying. But if so, let's say the 49ers have to play a road game in the divisional round, and just anything can happen if you get to that point.
If I let you guys,
except Atlanta.
The script writers of the NFL this year need like Arthur Smith winning a playoff game. Like I do think we all need that.
It can.
Do you know what we
happen.
need, guys? Us jamming Kyle Pitts as a low-owned leverage play in the playoff contest.
yeah, I'm not
Davis.
doing it.
Davis, they won 24-15 last week. They won by 9 points. That margin of victory, Arthur Smith has coached for 45 games. That margin of victory was the largest margin of victory, and he's played in the weakest division in all 3 seasons.
I assume the second, because I think there was one big win
9
at some
points.
point. I think
It was the fourth.
second.
But I mean, that's hilarious that you get. I mean, it's not a great trivia question.
Yeah, I mean, you were leading us.
Yeah, 14 is his
here's the
biggest
thing.
win, and it's again. I mean, like they can't win against good teams.
You
They
were
only beat
trying
the
to ascribe logic to an NFL season where Tim Boyle is starting games. Like it's just like you just gotta like the Bengals and the Bills, who were supposed to be building these dynasties that would be challenging against the Chiefs.
And the line, don't forget the
The
line.
Bills are telling me.
They're not going to make the playoffs, dude. Like the Bills and the Bengals are just straight up not going to be in the playoffs. It's crazy.
Well, the Bengals are certainly not. Their quarterback.
Yeah, the Bengals are dead. Yeah.
The other half of that Arthur Smith stat, which I don't have in front of me, but or memorized or anything, but is hilarious, is how many times he's lost by more than one possession. Like he's only won, I think it's 5 games now by more than 7 points in all these games, and he's lost 20 times by more than 7 points.
Gretch, unpopular opinion. I'm done hating on Arthur Smith until he tilts me again. But the last game, he did it exactly how I would have done it. Drake London got 9 targets. Kyle Pitts ran the second most routes on the team. Bijan got, I think, 24 total opportunities. I
wrote that up.
Yeah,
I wrote it up favorably for Arthur Smith this week.
Yeah,
but it's because he got to run a million times. When he gets to run nonstop, then it's fine. He's like, everything works out as long as he can run the ball like 45 times.
You know what?
And if he can't do that, stuff gets really
I'm
weird.
grading him on a curve. The very first play of the game was like a designed Drake London play. So I was like, you get it to some extent. To some extent, you understand what's happening here.
Yeah, I mean, I ended up writing I couldn't criticize him this week because
also Desmond Ridder is like the interceptions that Ridder threw against the Saints were like the second one was one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. It was like the Deshaun Watson week 1 one where he just forgot what team he was on.
Yeah, Arthur Smith's hatred of Desmond Ridder. I mean, the thing is, Arthur Smith wants to run whenever he can. He comes out of the bye, and spent all his whole bye week designing new rushing schemes, new blocking schemes. They probably had some new pulling guard, something new. Like most coaches come out and they're like excited for some trick play, some passing play, new route concepts. Arthur Smith's ready to run. He had the biggest negative PROE.
He spent the week off figuring out how to pull a guard.
He spent the week off being like, how can I get Parker Hesse more involved in the run game?
I was like, did somebody dare Arthur Smith over the bye week to run more? Because his PROE ended up even higher. Somehow they're easily the lowest in the NFL in pass rate over expected, and he's had his most.
It's nuts.
Negative.
I talked about this in the walkthrough. Like they they've recommitted to the run heaviness. Like it's striking visually to see how. Yeah,
it's the most devoted Mormon couple, like renewing their vows. Like we already know you guys love each other. Like,
do this every year.
JSN,
you don't gotta recommit again.
Slippery JSN right there,
dude. Fancy Jerry Jeudy with the first down.
Hey, Jerry Judy's had some highlights, brother.
Jerry Jeudy could do that.
Yeah, it's not as much of it. It's the reason why the Jerry Jeudy comp is so perfect is because Jeudy is not a bad wide receiver. No one would look you in the eye and say he's bad. But it's
Steve
just
Smith would.
Steve Smith
would go on national television and look America in the eye.
What Steve
Tier
Smith
3
is so accurate, which is that he's just a guy, and he so is just a guy.
Steve Smith would not have the balls to say that about JSN. I'll tell you that much.
No, he wouldn't. That's
PI.
That's
that was real PI.
That was crazy.
That's a Tyler Lockett special, by the way.
Yeah.
Is like
This is Zach Charbonnet getting his 7th carry to put us perfectly on pace and the touchdown to keep the game script live.
When is the mainstream
honestly,
media
I hope
going
he
to
gets
start
stopped a couple
reporting?
times first.
When is the mainstream media going to start reporting that Deron Bland is actually booty cheeks at corner, but he just gets pick sixes?
It's so good that you're not single, Davis, because your like pickup line at a bar would just be like Duran Bland, like stat.
It's also good that you're not a Cowboys fan since you know everything about the Cowboys.
Well, you gotta understand. One, they are at the forefront of the consciousness. I mean, they are the best offense in the NFL. But I'll be very happy for my dad if they win the Super Bowl. It will be one of the best days of his life.
See, that's just throw a good pass and we get a JSN.
He should have Jonathan Mingo that.
He should have.
He should have.
Can we make that a verb? You should have mingoed it.
Is the Salvation Army bucket still here? Can we get JSN in the bucket, please?
Just diving into the bucket.
My new rule is that if Kevontae Turpin gets in the bucket on Thanksgiving, that's it. The game's over. You let Turpin
is that a carry?
33-yard touchdown on you.
Dude,
it's over.
That'll count.
That'll better be a carry.
Oh, yeah.
That counts. Why would that not be a carry?
It's not a sack.
I was worried he fumbled it or that Smith got the ball back. It was so immediate.
It was very immediate, but yeah, that was a carry for sure.
Nice.
7 carries.
Honestly, that should count as a sack.
That should be the 8th, I believe, or no?
I just saw
7.
I thought that was a 7.
I think you counted the touchdown.
We're halfway there.
Peak.
I was. That was already the 7. This feels like a Geno turnover.
Oh yeah.
No, thrown away.
Let's lock it. Oh,
that's JSN again.
Here comes the.
Oh, look at he wants the flag. He got the flag. Veteran move.
If JSN knew ball, that'd be a touchdown.
Stone hands. Come on, Frankie.
JSN.
I think we're gonna see that he was constricted here.
JSN just caught the Quentin Johnston-itis on that one, I fear.
Davis
showed up early just to tilt Gretch into oblivion with his JSN.
It's working. And Quentin Johnston, not just JSN. He's hitting
all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, if you're still leaving the light on for Quentin Johnston, you gotta replace that light bulb,
buddy.
it
was tipped away.
There's not even a fucking candle for that.
He pulled and dragged and then tipped it away. Oh yeah, no one's leaving it on for Quentin Johnston.
Come on, Sharps.
Okay. Yeah,
it's stopped and then do it again. See, we wanted 2.
Hey, we'll take it. 8 rushing attempts and this game script, we're cooking.
Some of us spent 6 months drafting Zach Charbonnet on Underdog.com because we thought he would get worked into a long down distance role that would be worth half a shit. So we might need these points.
I just feel like it's out.
It's a very specific.
He already paid off his draft cost after that touchdown. That's the narrative I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
I literally think,
almost did.
I mean, Zach Charbonnet might be the guy you need at this point.
Oh, he's a great I think he's great at this point. I mean, he hasn't scored well the last 2 weeks, but you're getting 85% snaps. Like, how many handcuffs are actually getting you 80% snap shares?
What do you need? What do you need in the fantasy football playoffs? You need Zach Moss, you need Zach Charbonnet, you need Brevin Jordan, and Noah Brown.
No one has Zach Moss except Pete in that one team with Rich that he talks about every chance he gets.
It is a sick team. You know who else is on that? DK fucking Metcalf.
Oh my god!
I wonder if I have any Charbonnet. I don't have any Charbs in a main event team that's alive. That's a bummer.
The
Charbs is good. Chuba. I mean, honestly, like he's not going to do a ton, but that's a guy Pat was on the whole offseason. If you have a late round Chuba, like just sitting there, he's playing a lot. Like
I think he's my third. I think he's my third most owned player on Underdog, but Michael Wilson is my number one. So, Joe.
Part of our whole offseason with ship chasing for me, like one of the highlights was Pat like once a month being like, how is Chuba still going in the 18th round? He's the clear backup. Like he's like how is this happening? And I finally was like, yeah.
Dude, the Deion Jackson stuff. This chat has mentioned this. Samuel White just mentioned this. I mean, the Deion Jackson stuff, one of the funniest things in fantasy football history was he went in the 10th round of my final main event, and he was gone with the goddamn win, dude. By week 2, he was they cut him. They said
he was on a different team.
They said you're out, dude.
I don't even remember what team it is.
He lived on because he had that one game last year. I think it was against the Broncos, right? Where he caught like 12 balls.
I want to say like 10 passes.
He stood on that because there was the one game. It wasn't at the early of the year where Zach Moss was out, right? JT was out, and I opened up the Battle Royale drafts, and he was going as like running back 4. Like people fucking love Deion Jackson. Like if they see a path for this guy, dude, they're tripping over themselves to draft this.
I got another good. This is a good trivia question. How many touches did Deion Jackson get in week 1 of this year?
See, that's why he probably had like 7.
22.
No. Week 1 of this year, he had a bunch.
Yeah, 22.
Always goes over the top of like 18. 22 is a good guess. But that's because Zach Moss.
How many targets though? How many?
Yes, it was just him.
6 targets, 5 catches, 14 yards, 2.3 yards per target. He was worse.
Twice.
He was somehow worse rushing. He did fumble twice. 13 carries for 14 yards.
It was one of the worst running back performances of all time.
He's since played for Cleveland and the Giants. So he's played for 3 teams now.
Wow.
None of them are playing him or using him. He's got one more touch the whole season since then.
Moss broke his arm in the preseason. Chat's forgetting what happened. He broke his arm. So like his conditioning and everything was fine, but he just couldn't carry a football because his arm was broken.
But also Zach Moss has never been good. And now he's been awesome.
No, I think
awesome.
that is he's been perfectly cromulent before, but never awesome.
No.
Davis is willing to wait 4 years for Zach Moss to break out, but not 8 games for JSN.
Dude, if you gave JSN Zach Moss's workload as a running back, he would be the guy you needed in week 17.
That's true.
Whoa! I just clicked on his page. Did not know this. He's cousins with both Santana and Sonoris Moss.
No way.
I didn't know those guys were cousins.
I didn't either. Yeah. But Santana Moss is sweet. And now I think Zach Moss has got to be a little bit more athletic.
Is he are they cousins? It would be cool if they're not cousins, but they're both cousins with Zach Moss.
With Zach Moss. And
Zach
Moss
they're brothers. Santana and Sonoris.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Well,
let's go,
sense.
Tony.
Yeah.
We're going to need a lot more than that, buddy.
The chat is correct.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, you need about to get 62 Tony Pollard rushing yards, you need 24 carries. So I hope
you need overtime.
I can't think of a guy I'd rather hitch my sweat wagon to than 2023 Tony Pollard, man. There's one guy
We're good. We're good.
I like to think I've gotten a lot better about like range of outcome thinking and things like that, and like not being so black and white. I truly never for 1 minute.
Roll the Darnell Washington clip. Roll the Darnell.
Dude, Air Ferguson right there, man.
He just nailed that so bad. He's like, you guys are gonna want to like Darnell Washington, but let me tell you what, that dude is never gonna be anything.
I literally, Crane, I shit you not. I actually think it's in the range of outcomes. They do just turn him into a tackle, straight up. Yeah.
He's not.
So on Pollard, I never considered for 1 second the possibility that he would fail without injury, that like he just would not be an efficient player. Not for a moment did I think he would just be a Josh Jacobs level Joe Mixon
No one did.
style player.
No one did. That you're not alone on that. Why would anyone think that?
Sean had inklings because he just
Sean
quietly wasn't that high. The whole
round value.
Yeah, I'm like, why?
John's comments on him.
What evidence do you have for this? He's just like, he's just is, dude.
Yeah, right.
Things. Sean is such a high hit rate on those takes, and they're fucking maddening. Because ahead of time, you're like, tell me why. And he's just like, it's just what's going to happen.
I remember he said on one show, he said,
Fergie.
Guys like that don't have a history of being the lead guy have a pretty low rate of success. And
it's a big picture. It's a cohort thing. Like the closest I got to an answer from him on signals on that, because I hammered him on Pollard too, was like when you bet on these efficiency secondary backs and then they hit and then they rise to the second round, that's when you don't draft them anymore. And so then you just go to the like James. He said like James Cook is the next version of that or whatever, right? And then when his efficiency spikes, then you fade it. And so the whole idea was like the efficiency was so good last year. Yeah, the efficiency was so good last year. Even if he's growing into a new role, the efficiency is gonna boost his price to a range that's gonna be too much. And eventually you have to get off that ride when the efficiency gets to be like crazy.
Looks pretty sharp right now.
Yeah. For sure.
And Coakley cucking us on Devontae Adams being terrible too. That hurts.
Well, that was a Sean special too.
Tevin Coleman's another one that it reminds.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying like I've heard a bunch of these like Lamar Miller and stuff. Tevin Coleman, Kareem Hunt. If you go look at these guys, they were efficient, young. They're like day 2 picks.
Kenyon Drake was another guy.
1-2
they're
turn
efficient,
pick
young.
that year. I remember that.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake was a 1-2 turn. That's incredible.
Kenyon Drake
he was on the Cardinals, right? When he got signed with the Cardinals.
And then he was going to be the full-time starter for the Cardinals. But the thing was Pollard was like just so much better. Like his efficiency was so good.
And he started multiple times with Zeke out and never came close to sucking. Like was always good.
He was always good. So it just felt like
mostly last year.
Oh my God, we got a Beanie Wells drop in the chat, dude. I've been playing fantasy football for too long.
Beanie Wells so painful. Beanie Wells was like
Davis,
he's a big boy.
That's the right answer to hearing Beanie Wells. I've been playing this for too long. Like he's still young in my mind. He's like 22.
In my mind, David Johnson is like a young, exciting sleeper, and he's retired. You know.
Get a first, CeeDee.
No. Yeah, dang.
Davis, right now, your heart of hearts, how many rushing yards does Tony Pollard finish with tonight?
47.5.
Are you setting a line? Or are you saying how you're going to credit it with a house?
I'll round up 48. 48.
And a half.
I am done. Like something I have gotten better at is like 2 years ago, I would have just kept doing the Pollard thing. Like every week, I'm playing Pollard in the spy. This is the week he gets right. Like I'm done throwing bad money.
You say you've gotten better at this, but it's like a 180 where you used to be very much a double down person, and now I don't think anyone's moving off takes quicker. So it's
you don't have a personal brand anymore, Davis. You're not aligned.
He does. It's just different.
Dude, I just kind of take a look at what the Sims tell me to do, and I sort of just like sim it out and like follow the optimal probability. And like, so if the Sims are kind of like, if they're saying people are out on Pollard, then like I just am trying to sim Pollard out. You know, myself as Ricky D was sort of the impersonation.
Pete doing a Davis Mattek as Ricky D.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was Pete being me, what I think Ricky D sounds like, but me doing it. Yeah.
Great bit.
Negative 3-yard Pollard rush, by the way. While that,
I was just going to make a point that he's had a couple like 5-yard runs on this drive, and he's up over 20 yards, and then he lost 4 yards.
Look, it brings me no joy to report it, but actually it did. Like Pollard being one of the worst running backs in the NFL has made the Cowboys much more exciting because they basically just were like, fuck it, we're gonna throw the ball. Like we're like, like it's not working. It's not going to work. So we might as well just huck it.
Would you say, Davis, that it's Jover for Tony Pollard?
The thing about saying it's Jover for guys like Pollard is that they can always get back on you just via volume. We've all done this, right? It's Jover for Joe Mixon, 5-touchdown game. It's Jover for Josh Jacobs, 37 touches in a game. It's just like a guy who can get the ball 22 times in a game, it can't be truly Jover. It's why wide receivers go Jover faster.
Because it's why Derrick Henry was 40% owned in contests last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we that Brandon Cooks play? I don't know if you guys were watching that closely.
I love the stutter steps.
He did like 7 moves and didn't go
never went anywhere.
Imagine Brandon Cooks with CJ Stroud. Imagine how good if they just kept him. Imagine how good the offense could be with him instead of Noah Brown or Robert Woods. Remember when Pat posted the round 18 Robert Woods tweet and we all shamed him, and the problem was he actually wasn't bullish enough that he actually
no, the problem was I wasn't drafting Noah Brown or Tank Dell.
Should have been taken. Yeah.
It did take
by
time.
the way, I'm going to take this one to the grave. Not being in on like wide receiver 75 Tank Dell when my whole bit was like, you should draft the shortest guy at every position. It's honestly so inexcusable.
You weren't in on him at all?
I mean, I took him a little bit, but like I think I have 21% Wandale,
Do you know why I love you, Davis? Because you will say, I'm going to take this to the grave, and then unsolicited explain what the thing is. All right.
It was really bad because I even liked him as a prospect too. Like I was like in like that version of guy, like super productive, smaller school player is a guy that I fall for all the time.
I want you should have been in on Tank Dell. You're giving us firepower. I'm just going to tell you.
It's terrible. It's just straight up terrible. It's like inexcusable. Not good.
Well, you want to know why none of us got on Tank Dell? It's because one of our buddies was writing long threads about Robert Woods. If I'm going to be truly honest with myself and with the Ship Chasers, an hour and 10 minutes into the show, do you know why? Because I was pretty convinced it was just like a slappy thing from him catching 1 touchdown in the preseason and that he was going to play behind like John Mechie. Like just truly the most inexcusable sort of left brain logic or left curve logic. Just not good.
No, I mean, Mechie was definitely in a lot of people's.
Yeah.
Well, he was hurt. He hurt his hamstring in training camp. That should have been the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
He's healthy
also
now.
different regime.
Well, that's the other thing too. We talk about like the whole dead roster spots thing, and it was like when we knew Kyron Williams was going to be the backup, like we started to pounce because you had clarity. Yeah. You never got clarity on like, is it fucking Tutu Atwell or Puka? Is it fucking Tank?
No. That's not true. That's not true. They rested Tutu in the first preseason game. It's
so
true.
You're saying that it was Tutu over Puka?
Davis is right.
Yeah. And then they rested Puka for the second game. It was clear.
What is that?
What was clear? They rested one game and the other, and it was clear?
No, then they both rested and DeMarcus Robinson played. And
it was clear they were the starters.
What were
it was clear that Puka and Tutu were the starters.
It was clear that it was Kupp, Atwell, and Nakua. And then everyone else.
I think my point stands, which is deciphering like wide receiver 3, 4, 5s on the depth chart is a lot harder than who the running back 2 is on a depth chart.
That's true. I do think that one thing I want to do more of next year is make sure I'm taking these wide receivers that were let's say like 3rd round, 4th round, and 5th round picks, and guys who I think are like mildly interesting / I've gotten some positive indication that they're going to have a role. So not like hammering Cedric Tillman types, because we didn't hear shit about Tillman all summer. But like anyone who's making noise, even Demario Douglas, who was a 5th round pick, right?
That could lead you down a Tyquan Thornton hole, though. Not always.
Yeah, but Tyquan Thornton, like he's one of the reasons to do it, right? Because even though he sucks, as a rookie, they have to get him on the field to know that he sucks.
Jonathan Mingo. There are misses on that logic. Like remember the hits, but
he was expensive.
So we knew
I'm talking like 18th round.
So we knew Mingo was going to play, but I don't remember them saying good shit about him. I don't remember one report being like, Mingo looks awesome.
Trust me, I know the Tyquan Thornton arc, and he absolutely demolished OTAs. No one would stop talking about him at OTAs. Yeah. Every fucking beat reporter.
Sean was like, we got to take him in the 10th round.
Ever. So it was like once the preseason started, it was like he faded to obscurity. It was like literally a tale of two halves his summer. It was like the best thing ever and the worst thing ever.
But I'm talking specific about him as a rookie. Like I want to be drafting these guys that are rookies because you do get pretty big hits there, I think. And it's one of those spots where we're not like the market, because of the nature of the position, because these guys are like not amazing prospects by the fact that they weren't drafted all that highly, and they're wide receivers. So they're probably going to take a while to make a good impression anyway. We're never going to get that information except for the guys who, slip through the cracks and are superstars right away, right? But like that information is probably not available in the summer. It's information we'll get in season. So if you just are kind of overweight the cohort with your cheapest picks, I think you're getting upside, and you're probably getting less downside than at the running back position if you're just taking total dart throws, because a lot of those are zeros. Like a lot of those, that's your Chase Browns and those types of guys.
Yeah.
Plus, did we know at the time that CJ Stroud said take Tank Dell, or was that like a revision?
We knew that at the time. That was a story like at the draft, dude.
None of us wanted to think CJ Stroud was going to be good, so we didn't.
Yeah,
we just
okay.
But
all right. I'm
to be fair, can we talk about what CJ Stroud has done? Because this is an atmosphere. There is we have elite whatever the defenses are doing with the cover 2 shells and everything, most quarterbacks can't figure it out. Even the good ones are struggling, right? We don't even have MVP candidates. No one's putting up big numbers. Nothing good is happening anywhere in any passing game. And a rookie in that environment, it's the lowest scoring season in however long. Last year was low scoring. This is even more low scoring. And a rookie in that environment is having the best rookie passing season arguably of all time.
I've got to take
it's insane.
On that. These quarterbacks, the ones we all think of being as really good, they remember what the NFL was like before the cover 2. They cut their teeth before that. Stroud is now just coming in and being like, this is just what the NFL is. And I can figure that out because this is a problem for me. He doesn't have the old habits to unlearn. This is, to him, the problem is as it exists now. He doesn't have to uncode whatever Mahomes and Allen and Burrow and Hurts were having to do before. He's just coming in. And also, his best wide receiver is 5'7", which I said this before and people thought I was joking, but that's the type of guy who beats the zone. The 5'7" guy with who could, do all that phone booth turnaround type shit, that beats the cover 2.
Is that a hold?
Yeah.
You're going to kick a field goal.
Seems like it's coming back.
Paul V. Also, point. What about every other QB draft in the last 3 years? They all stink. So they're all bad. So they're super bad.
Yeah. It's been a weird season because Allen's efficiency has actually been super strong, but they can't catch a break on these games. So he's going to miss in the playoffs. It's going to go down
plus
as
100-point differential.
Who?
Yeah. Josh Allen. Yeah. Josh Allen's been amazing this year. He's been super fucking efficient.
But if you go to league-wide numbers, the scoring is down. Everything is down. Of
course. Yeah. We've lost a bunch of quarterbacks. I think the quarterback play as a whole is definitely worse. But I don't know that it's,
for the top 10 quarterbacks, I think it's worse.
Yeah.
Too, even for the elites in the league, I think it's not good.
Mahomes has been a little bit worse for sure.
Right. No, Mahomes stinks.
No, he's struggling on.
He doesn't stink.
He doesn't have any fucking receivers. Rasheed Rice.
But he was better last year with arguably worse receivers last year.
True. He doesn't, but the whole thing is Mahomes is supposed to be one of 2 quarterbacks in the league that's an elevator, right? He's supposed to turn Julian Edelman and Wes Welker into superstars.
He's elevating.
That feels rude that you would say that to me, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I took a shot at your second team. My bad.
Oh, don't be that guy.
Do the Chiefs play on Thursday night? We could bring Davis back for another night of fandom.
The thing is that the Chiefs will be okay, but it's just we're being robbed as football fans that he's having to figure it out with Justin Watson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and just a continual parade of clown slot wide receivers.
Well, how about Rashee Rice looking like a fucking sick wide receiver that they've been playing 50% of the snaps all year?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So
what are they doing? What the fuck are they doing?
They have routes for everybody. Andy Reid is completely outsmarted himself on this guy. Everyone's got their own little sub-package routes. It's like, here's an idea, Andy.
It's
Pick
totally
somebody and put them out.
No one's good
for a whole game.
You don't need a bunch of sub packages for bad players.
The Eagles wide receiver coach that we hated, who we thought was jobbing Jalen Reagor, but it turns out Reagor wasn't good.
I owe this guy like a bunch of apologies. I forget his name. I was like, this fucking guy won't play Jalen Reagor. What's his problem? He's like just trying to like get by. He's starting Travis Fulgham. Like he's probably the best wide receiver coach in the league. And I was like, this idiot.
This was back when Pat was listening to Pewter Report, like daily running back podcast updates.
Oh,
just play Reagor. It's not hard.
Report
Real ones don't even. There's like people who don't even know what the Daily Rojo name came from. That came from Pat literally giving daily updates about Ronald Jones.
This was back when Pat would take Zach.
It's a hashtag on Twitter.
At the 8-9 turn. The 8-9 turn. Every time. Oh, my internet went out, guys. Sorry. We just took took Zach Moss and Jill.
Dude, if you hashtag Daily Rojo, I just did it in 2020, you can get a bunch of
there was some Spanish dude who would use that hashtag too. So it'd be like Pat's updates on Ronald Jones and like this shirtless dude in Madrid.
Oh my god! I see the shirtless dude.
he takes shirtless pics every day. I think he only did it 2 days though. He pretty quickly my Daily Rojo experience didn't last that much longer, but I made it further than that guy.
These were the moments that I was like, I want to do a show with these guys. Like I see this video, you're like, even I'm a little annoyed with how confident I am that we'll land Rojo here. This is August 2020. I started like later in the year is when I started coming on in late 2020. But I was like, yeah, I want to go draft Rojo.
Well,
these guys.
The Jalen Reagor and Zach Moss thing was literally when we all collectively had the come to Jesus thing of like, all right, we slightly prefer this wide receiver to this one, but maybe we shouldn't have 100% exposure to this one and 0% to all of the others.
Especially when the other wide receiver's Justin Jefferson. That's not a good process.
No wonder you were sending letters to the Philadelphia wide receivers coach.
Really, honestly, to a worse man, that would have turned them into the Joker. Like you would have actually become the Joker for getting the Jalen Reagor spot so wrong. But like, you rebounded, you figured it out.
Luckily, I did like both, and in Dynasty, I have some Jefferson. I also have some Reagor, but the Rager's he's elsewhere now.
Well, that's what Pat told us back then. He's like, I want to take all my Reagor, the more volatile pick in season long, and I want to play it a little safer in Dynasty with Justin Jefferson.
Well, he was more volatile, Pete.
I know.
He immediately lost his job.
Who's your favorite TCU wide receiver prospect of all time, and why is it Darius?
Josh Doxson.
I forgot about him. Wow, so they just have they're forever in good wide receivers.
I don't think they have one, yeah.
I give Fantasy Douche a lot of props still to this day, but he wrote a piece about Josh Doxson and why he was going to be good. I feel like it was about him being good, or maybe it was about him being bad. I can't really remember. He wrote a long piece about
being bad. I don't want to ruin the fantasy.
I was pretty out on Josh Doxson and reading Rotoviz every single day at that point. So I'm going to guess he's probably out.
No, so it was here's what it was. It was like, these are all the reasons he should fail, but he's probably going to succeed. It was like a weird like. It was like the last year he was doing content.
That's kind of your classic Rotovizian piece where it's like, there's no fucking way you can old takes expose this because
I'm still waiting to old takes exposure Ladarius Green article on there, Davis.
Dude, he would have gotten there, but the concussion.
What in year 7?
Generational route by JSN.
Wow, that was the easiest third down conversion I've ever seen. I mean, open score that.
Looked pretty fucking open to me on that one, fellas.
Take that for the data, Corain. Take that for the data.
I don't know. He was along the sideline. Was he in the flat? Does that count?
Did LaDainian Tomlinson go to TCU?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to TCU.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the greatest Horned Frog player
sure.
of all time.
Yeah.
Well,
it's running back you, dude. They just can't produce wide receivers.
Okay, Micah Parsons jumped off sides, and then JSN caught that. No?
Wow.
Micah Parsons jumped off sides, and then the offensive lineman still kind of got in front of him, and then he just put that dude in a blender. It was fantastic.
Speaking of things we got wrong, like 5, 6, 7 weeks ago, remember how excited we all were to pick up Kendre Miller on our NFFC primetime team? We were like, oh my God, we can't.
Not as excited as I was to draft him all summer long.
More carries or more times Pete took him on stream?
Do your bland. Yeah, you got a fun fact for him and Kendre Miller?
Deron Bland got beat for more touchdowns in this game than carries Kendre Miller has this season, I think.
Oh man, I'm triggered,
dude. What was the Nick Underhill quote? He's like, if he gets, he's like, he could be the guy if he gets run or something. I forget what it was.
Yeah, he had that. It was like in the replies, and we all fucking ran with it. It wasn't even a public tweet.
I mean, here's the thing: you can only take from Underhill what filters through Silva. Silva knows kind of how to speak Underhill. So like, if you're getting the Underhill from Silva, it's the good stuff. You don't need 100% unadulterated Underhill.
Does Silva just like sit in his lazy boy and text beat reporters all night? Is that like?
I feel like he just FaceTimes Underhill. Really, he's like, I need.
That seems. I mean, I have no way of knowing, but that seems like what he would do.
Yeah, I'm co-managing a team with Silva, and I'm co-managing a team with Silva. He messaged earlier today about connection. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not gonna break this here, but about a connection I did not know he had, and a player that I did not expect him to say that he really wants us to add, because like we got to add him for Sunday. So I'm not telling you guys who.
Yeah, my experience with those.
I'll tell you behind the
Silva,
scenes.
My experience with that co-managing with Silva is that it's always some guy you have to pick up who does nothing, and then you can't cut him, and he gets mad when he checks back in on the team later, and you cut him.
Yep.
Can we talk about that throw to DJ Dallas?
That was incredible.
Balloon ball.
I mean, that was one of the best passes or worst passes in NFL history. I'm not sure, because it was like right in stride in the end.
What was that?
Another offside. They're jumping offside every play. Are they trying to just like run the clock down and waste? They're like wasting time 5 yards at a time.
See, this is why you don't know ball, but Pete Carroll actually thinks if you get to 48 runs plus completed passes in a game, that's successful. So he's simply getting to the magic number, Ben.
If you think Pete Carroll's like Twitter account is just like retweeting things that's like, when the Seattle Seahawks run the ball 38 times in a game, they're undefeated.
No, do you not know that about Pete Carroll? He really believes that.
Oh yeah, he does.
Bill Walsh's magic number.
He's like 75. Of course he believes it.
Well,
like,
tonight it's my magic number. If we can get Zach Charbonnet to 14 carries.
What would you guys sell the ticket that has Tony Pollard over rushing on it for right now?
I would trade it for your Marquise Brown ticket.
That's already dead. That literally already dead.
I just think that's a more fun ticket. I will show that to people.
I've already done the mental gymnastics on like, well, maybe he'll break one, and all we need is one. Like, we need 160-yard run.
Some halftime sweats here.
Yeah. We'll definitely get those going.
We got to see how much we know ball.
Well, I mean, you guys definitely Gretch has got to be like, brother, we got to go over on JSN. I mean, that's all.
Someone
Gretch
replied to our Pick Em entry and called us a false flag channel for not having JSN in one of the entries. So we did.
That's a valid point. Yeah, I mean that is false flag. I think we should go to JSN. I'm feeling like it's his breakout game. I don't know about you guys.
I'm not getting that same feeling, but I encourage you.
Oh, wait, he just caught touchdown. Yes!
It's the breakout game.
Davis with the mush of all
That's what I've been trying to say. The guy knows how to play ball.
Oh my God. Nick, mark that timestamp. 1 minute, 29. Davis makes JSN great again.
He's getting tackled.
Immediate capitulation.
That's a catch.
If they overturn
that
this,
doesn't
I'm done
move.
with the NFL.
That doesn't move.
Oh, it's not a catch, but they're going to give it to him because they called it, I think.
The ball doesn't move. He's got it pinned, right?
No, it does move, but they're going to give it to him because they
moves,
put it on the field.
I think it's not a catch either, but
I think it moves a little.
I think by the letter of the law, it is not a catch, but God, this should be a catch.
We need this to be a catch, though.
No, it's a touchdown.
Dude, that's pinned before it hits. They might call this. It does slide.
It definitely slides.
But it's pinned before it hits. I don't think they need the ground to make the catch. I don't think he needed the ground to make the catch. Call on the field's a touchdown.
Yeah, it's coming back.
If the call on the field, they will stick with the call on the field.
I think this one stands. I'm not confident this comes back because they always talk about it when they have the refs on. Did he need the ground to secure the catch? And he already had it pinned. It does slide a little. What are they saying on? They're probably talking to.
But I think it comes back.
No, this is one that they always stick with the field. Oh my God, guys!
Sam's in the chat. My entire reputation's on the line during this.
We'll say him up. We gotta get him.
What are they saying with the referee on the stream? Are they saying
Davis bushing his bush? When Davis says it's a touchdown, I'm like, fuck, it's not.
These guys are saying there's no way that stands in the chat, and I just disagree.
No,
there's definitely a chance this stands. I don't think it's
there was a catch like that on Sunday, or it was Monday Night Football. It was 1-2 where it was like that too, where it got pinned on the ground, but they upheld it.
He's still looking at it. This is where you're getting closer to stands.
This is always where they stay when it's. My opinion would be it's whatever is on the field stands.
I think it's.
I agree with you guys. For the record, I don't think. I hate when people say, sorry, David, but I hate when people say no one knows what a catch is. There are rules, and there's always going to be questionable ones on those rules. Like, that's just the reality of the game. There's going to be gray area ones. Like, I'm sorry. We have that on every other play. But on this play.
They fixed the catch rule a little bit. The catch rule used to stop.
And there's still, regardless.
Okay.
I agree. They did. And there's still going to be some that are gray area, and they're going to do the best they can on those. But, like, I don't think I don't know. I kind of hate the whole thing about
this guy. This ref is having a tough time. This ref is having a tough time.
See, I like what Trev's saying. What the fuck happened in Clear and Obvious? It's been 5 minutes.
You can tell this ref in this moment literally does not know what he's going to say.
He has
right.
He doesn't know.
Because this is one that's right on the fence where if this was ruled incomplete, I think they could have already moved on. But it's like, are we sure enough to overturn it? That's where you get into the gray area, right? But it has to stand.
He didn't. Wow.
What?
Wow.
That's a really tough. Oh man.
Nick, I think that's
delete the timestamp. JSN breakout
honestly,
game.
I know it would have been better content. I think that's a bad call. And also, I just immediately went to go check my drafters teams where I have 69% Jaxon Smith-Njigba. So I was hoping to see a nice little.
Samuel White. That wasn't easy. That took them 7 minutes, bro. That was a 50-50 coin flip. That could have went either way. It was. In your opinion, maybe. But
this could be good for us if we get a Sharps carry here.
You don't know how you can watch that and not agree. They didn't agree. They weren't sure.
Sam just had his letter of resignation for the waivers at ETR, and he just got to delete it right there.
Dude, Princeton fan's cousin just scored a TD. No, why did they just flash Colby Parkinson on the screen?
Yeah, no, that was
definitely Noah Fant.
Colby Parkinson. God, I'm so tilted.
I'm the guy that says all numbers look the same, and even I knew that was Noah Fant, not Colby Parkinson.
How am I not winning money in Showdown? I feel like I have the good plays. I guess I don't have enough Brandon Cooks.
Wait, they called a timeout? Jesus tits, what is happening in this game?
Man.
Who called the timeout?
Let's get in the lab.
Cowboys?
Let's get in the lab, the Pick 'em lab.
We got to have JSN on there now.
So tilted.
Yeah. You definitely JSN. He's not Jerry Jeudy. He showed it to me. He's good now.
We played him in two.
It's all I
guys. We played him in two main events this week where we had some.
I know that's so brutal.
Liam benched JSN on a team with Jacob for Jalen Guyton.
now that's just fancy play syndrome right there.
Now there's a flag.
All right, guys. I'm going to bed. I wish you well. The only play that I would request from this game is that you guys do not take a Tony Pollard rushing over. I know it looks good.
I'm pretty sure we got our exposure to that already, David.
Yeah, you're good. I wouldn't go there. And if you need a pepper, always take the Rashee Rice touchdown pepper. It's literally undefeated.
All right, well, Davis, we're doing picks that are playing tonight, but I appreciate that advice.
Thanks so much for hanging out.
Night, Davis. Thank you. Davis. Follow him. Take cats. Sports Grid TV. Davis fucking Mattek. And the Seahawks are up.
I did the take cast today with Davis, by the way.
Dude, how did they take?
Yeah.
What were the topics?
Check that out.
Yeah.
The topic we talked about the idea of that study that came out that said if you make 30% more money, you'll be everyone thinks totally happier. He brought me on to ask me about it.
Did he ask you if you won't be happy until you make $5 million? He wanted to find out if that stuff is true.
He said, "Do you wish you won 2.5 million?"
Oh man, that's incredible.
That was fun. I enjoyed the conversation.
I don't know that I've been more tilted than I am right now. Like live on a show, especially trying to watch this.
I'm blanking on it right now. It was on Monday night, and it wasn't as big of a play. It was like a third down, and I want to say it was Jordan Addison, and it was the exact same thing. Caught, but completely dragged on the ground. But because the ball didn't move, they upheld it. Like, you know how if the ball shifts, then they're like, okay, not a catch. But generally, when the call on the field is a catch, if the football doesn't move, they allow the contact on the ground, which is what I thought they were going to do there.
Yeah.
I also feel like one called both ways.
I agree. I've seen that called both ways. I feel like refs have been not only are the rules and the penalties shifting towards offensive play, but because like the stats are down and everything, I feel like they have been letting some plays stand because you want the yardage instead of like the penalty yardage. Like legitimately like a weird thing, but like we want this to be a long passing TD in the stat book kind of a thing. I don't know, man. I thought they were going to let that stand for sure. That was wild.
I think it was clear enough that it slid. And, and once you see that little slide, it's like they're going to have to explain some bullshit about why that slide's not a real slide. I guess what they should say is it just wasn't clear and obvious, so we let it stand. But,
right. I mean, everybody, I'm scrolling through Twitter. I'm seeing a bunch of people that are like, this just took forever. A lot of other people think it actually was caught. And I don't think he needed the ground to make the catch, and he never loses control. The thing Gene Steratore always says when it slides a little bit is he didn't lose control. He maintained control, but it slid. He said this before when the ball slid. Like, he maintained control throughout the slide. Like, it's still good. Like, that's a
all right, guys. Let's get to a word.
Yeah. Let's get to JSN over.
JSN, they have it receiving yards. Yeah, I honestly don't mind that.
That's a good line.
It's 20 yards.
Yeah. For the bet.
Gino is at 173, so that's still a decent chunk we need. Like
he needs one more touchdown.
One more touchdown. The attempts, he is right on pace. Charbonnet is at 22 rush yards, and they have it set at 51.5. His rushing attempts, we got it in good there because we had the 13.5. It's now set at 16.5.
We got Bobby Wagner, 5 assists currently. 6.5 is the number. 6.5. They're going to be running in the second half.
I like it. Let's do that.
We need 2 more.
Beautiful.
Bobby Wagner. How about this one? So 2 I was looking at here. Zach Charbonnet receiving yards. This feels sneaky because he hasn't had a catch yet, but
love it.
I feel like second the Cowboys get up here and they start flipping it, isn't he going to catch a couple checkdowns, or is it DJ Dallas that we're worried about or something?
Well, we're worried about it, but he won't get phased out. He was brought in as the third down guy. He won't get fully phased out.
I agree.
Do you guys like that?
Yeah.
I like it. I don't know if I love it, but I like it.
Dallas is a little trickier
because he could catch one ball. It's only a half. A lot of the running back receiving lines are only like 15 yards. So like 10 yards for a half doesn't actually feel like it's that low because he can catch like a 5-yard pass.
Yep.
But I like it.
I feel you.
So the Dallas stuff, just tabbing through it, seems a little tricky here. Man, they're not giving us like
Tony Pollard rushing over.
How many routes has Gallup or Tolbert run? Do we have that?
I will say I've seen Tolbert on the field far more than Gallup, but I don't know if that's backed up by the actual routes. Where is Yankee when we need him?
It's such a concentrated passing attack, though, to Lamb and Ferguson. I would hate to go that low.
It's one catch.
Yeah.
It's definitely one catch.
Tolbert, I like more than Gallup. He's been trending up. Yeah, that's a good question. Has Tolbert run some in the first half?
I think it's been about split.
I would still take Tolbert. Tolbert's been pretty good lately.
My question is this, guys. If we're betting on 2 Seahawks receiving hires,
then we want to run.
Do we think Gino continues to have success? Can he throw another 125 yards?
Oh, maybe. But Rico Dowdle's at 10 rushing yards and then Lions 18.5.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the same one that we have it at. This is what it is in our main one. They haven't adjusted it. Like this is what it was at the.
So let's throw it back in.
Yeah, he's going over that, right?
Yeah.
I think as long as like Dallas gets up at some point.
So what was your Gino? Sorry, go back to the Gino.
No, I was just saying
let's
do it. Betting on JSN higher and Charbonnet, and they've been moving the ball. DK big plays, JSN big plays.
Let's go, Gino. You want to go past TD?
Yeah. Sorry, I accidentally clicked that. What do you like better? I think I'd probably just prefer the passing yards out. But
what about the attempts?
Well, this is the one I wanted the under on at the start of the game when it was 34.5. He's, I just feel like the way his ADOT or his, pushing it down the field tonight has been really nice. You get the DK Metcalf yards after catch. I mean, not that we can bank on that again, but they have been taking shots.
They have. All right. Yeah, I mean, we've got it correlated.
Why do I keep clicking?
I'm in.
Do you guys have any favorite? Would you want to do a pared down 3-leg version of this, or you want to rip the 5?
I think the 5 is pretty sick.
I like the 5.
It's all script relative. The Dowdle and Wagner stuff correlates, like the rushing with the linebacker tackles, and then all passing on the other side. It's saying Dallas is going to get out ahead, and that's sort of what we expect. And I mean, it's all correlated, right? All same game script. I love it.
What? How much do we want on this one?
I want to go 100 at least.
Yeah,
I love this.
At least.
Let's go 500.
Wow.
No.
All right, there's the link to this one.
Should we do a pared down version of that though?
Well, I was just gonna say, do you want to do like a Gino JSN Dowdle or something like that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Just pare it down. I do like that Dowdle there.
The Dowdle's great.
All right, let's do it. We'll lock this one in.
Nice. I love it.
All right, there's the
Anything else you're seeing, Pat?
Let's look at the Dallas stuff a little more. I mean, I think that one Tolbert catch is sort of interesting.
Oh yeah. I would play the Tolbert.
Got to be on a 5. Like it's not. We shouldn't run a 3 with that.
Well, it's probably like, do you want to build out like a Dak passing onslaught? Like, hey, we got the script. They're just going to keep chucking.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Tolbert, Lamb. Lamb is he's had 82 in the first half. Only has 40
has to
more.
Be Lamb with him. I think Fergie too. I mean, they've been.
Yeah, Fergie for sure.
And you like the Tolbert?
Yeah, Tolbert.
Oh, all 4 of them. Let's do it.
Just onslaught, because if he's getting another 140 yards, I mean,
what's our bring back?
Yeah, we need to bring back. Do you just want to do the JSN?
Yeah. I kind of feel like the Wagner one is the like that's them running a lot of plays. I know, right? But that's 2 assists. That's a lot of completions, a lot of yards, a lot of plays for Dallas's offense.
This gives us a shootout. This gives us a shootout out if we go JSN, as opposed to them just smacking them in the face with a passing game. Which is also
let's just put JSN in all of them. Might as well.
All right, there it is.
I mean, after that,
we had to rectify our sins of not including him in the first batch.
That's right. That's right.
There it is. All right, we're locked.
We're locked and loaded.
We're locked.
I was just like, we already did JSN in the first 2, so do we really like? I mean, I've been arguing for JSN all first half. I realized, but like, how much do I want to be? How much Boyle do I really know? You know?
Yeah. No one really knows what an assist is, but it feels good to put it in your entry for sure.
Gets people going. It's provocative. You know. We got another Dallas fan.
Who's that? Oh yeah, we got Steph coming on here in a second.
Steph coming on. Another Dallas fan coming on. A little treat, a little double dip. Dallas fans.
What's nice about locking JSN in is, you think about the air yards by low model. Normally you have to wait till later in the week, and then you're trying to like capitalize on those unrealized air yards. We just try to realize it right away. Right away. He's got 100 unrealized air yards. We are going to realize them in the second half. The Gretch is this quarter.
Look, it's his breakout game. It's literally happening. I can't.
I'm so mad we got robbed of that clip. God.
It was going to Davis with just the chef's kiss mush of the century, and then they call it incomplete.
It's so tilting.
I'll be right back.
My God.
What?
Just that overturn. I'm tilted. I'm like, you can't take that long and not let it stand. You can't. I legitimately am like really upset about that. Especially, well, I guess like the long was maybe talking about the administration of the penalty and stuff. I don't know, but chat's asking what I'm drinking. I grabbed a combo pack of Ninkasi Brewing. It's from it's from Eugene, Oregon. I didn't realize that. That's my Huskies are playing the Ducks tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
The Ducks are based out of Eugene. These are probably Duck fans. I'm probably drinking their beer right now. I need to like pour this out. This is a combo pack of some different IPAs from them. How am I feeling about the Washington Oregon rematch tomorrow? Let's say that I have been this UW season has been permeating in the background of my fantasy analysis. I've been a fan of UW since I was like 11 years old, and I've been going to games. Like, I'm still a huge ass fan, and this is the year we've been waiting for, basically, for that I've been waiting for my whole life. Like, they're 12-0. They're really good. They do stuff intelligently. They're aggressive on fourth downs, all that stuff. But they've won a bunch of one-score games, and so they're getting hated on. Not just by the media, but by the market. They're like 9.5-point favorites at 12-0 tomorrow night against Oregon, who they beat in Washington. So, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling a lot of things. Like, they have a chance to do some really awesome shit. Why are they 10-point underdogs? They're not at home. They're in Vegas. But
the 10-point underdogs?
They're 9.5-point underdogs.
Holy shit.
Because they've won their last 8 games by 10 points or fewer, and Oregon's been crushing everyone since we beat them. And so it's all margin of victory based, all this stuff. But we've played a gauntlet of a schedule. So there's a strength of record metric, which includes the fact that you are 12-0, but also who you've beat to get there. We have the number one strength of record in all of NCAA football. We have it's not a weak schedule that we've gone 12-0 against, but people are really obsessing over the close wins. And we have been fortunate. But I have this take where if UW would have lost one of those games, I don't think they're as big of underdogs. It's one of these things in the 2023 space that we're in where people are rush so hard to they over regress, right? This team has won all these 1-score games. They've gotten so lucky. I got to bet against them. And then you get even in the market itself, I honestly believe if we would have lost early and gotten upset early and then been this plucky 1-loss team that was able to come through in all these additional games, I kind of feel like we would be looked at more favorably going into this Oregon game. But we're not as good defensively as Oregon. 2 really good offenses. It's going to be, I'm going to be hammered. Gypsy's saying Washington's going to get smoked. I legitimately think that's wrong. I legitimately and I hesitate to give advice on teams that I root for, but I legitimately think that they are the better side to bet.
Should I go bet?
9.5.
Should I go bet that?
No, I don't want you to put your money on it. I do think it's a mistake.
Well,
I think it's an overreaction. There's a lot of stuff.
Right, so we should bet it. I think.
I'm not going to blame you. Gretch, you know me. I'm not the kind of guy that'd be like, oh, you had me bet that. But I'm going to bet it, and you can't stop me.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. My analysis is it's a bad line. It's a bad line. That's my.
I'm getting
analysis.
it at +10 right now. How you feel about that?
That's good.
That's easy. You get the 10 on top of it. I think that's
listen,
a bad line.
Pete. There's a lot we can't control in this, but we can control getting the best number.
That's all I care about. I don't even care about the game. I just shopped around at 19 different books, and I got the
Robert makes a great point. It's as if Gretch is also talking about the Eagles. It's so similar to that, where the Eagles are a 1-loss team, but a lot of people are like, oh, they don't actually look that strong. But in a small sample data sense where they've only played 12 games, they don't look that strong. In a predictive sense, do you guys really think the Eagles are bad? I'm going to probably take them against the Niners this week. They're fucking underdogs at home.
I kind of
that
like
is kind of wild.
They're a good team. I don't care about the 12 games. It's a small sample. That's a good football team.
How they match up against the Niners. Looking into it, I was like, I don't love this for the Niners offense. I think that the Eagles defense is kind of viewed as a really shitty D, but they've got a good pass rush, and they don't have the blitz. So if you can get to Brock Purdy without blitzing, I think that affects him a pretty big way.
Because
so
isn't that saying that on a neutral field, the Niners would be 6-point favorites against the Eagles?
Yes.
That's nuts.
No.
That's
9
nuts.
point. Oh, yeah, 6. Sorry, 6.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be 9-point favorites at home. Maybe the home field advantage is only worth. Wait, am I doing that?
I always thought it was worth 3.
I know, but I think it's worth a little bit less than it used to be. So that might be part of it. It might be shifting closer to a neutral field than. So maybe it's only worth 2.
This comment, home field is not worth 3. Oh yeah, home field is more like 2.5 now.
Yeah, so that's probably part of it.
All right, Sharps carries. Let's fire it up.
What, are you ahead or you're hoping for it?
Yeah, I just watched Sharp get his carry.
Oh shit! All right.
How did you get ahead?
You're ahead of both of us,
man.
What the fuck?
How do you think I knew to bet Washington +10, man? I already know they won.
Why didn't you have more conviction then?
Yeah.
I can't reveal that I'm a fucking time traveler.
My take on Washington. So look, they've struggled, but so we talk about the cover 2 shell stuff. The first 4 or 5 games, they were really, really good. They were blowing everyone out and explosive plays downfield. And they have a top 10 overall pick, Rome Odunze, wide receiver, who's fucking good. And I've been wrong on John Ross before. I've also said that a lot of UW guys that went to the pros are bad.
JSN.
Yes.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
We'll take that.
Hey Ben, guess what? In the flat. We love to see it.
But Roma Dunze from UW, legit. Contested catch rate really high. This is financial advice. Early 2024, best ball, draft Rome Odunze. He's going to go in the top 10. I just mentioned his contested catch rate because I saw a stat this week somebody shared, but it's like through the roof. It's incredible. But he's made a ton of incredible plays. And the last couple of weeks, our number 2 has had no catches 2 weeks in a row. And all the attention's been on Dunze. He's gone 100+ in 2 TDs, 3 straight games, and we've been winning by 1 score. He keeps like us in games right now. Like he is a legit number 1 alpha in big games right now.
Nice.
We got
Steph Miller in the house.
Steph.
Not a Davis Mattek fake Dallas Cowboys fan. You bleed. What are your guys' colors?
Blue.
Blue and silver. Steph,
Real stuff right here. Got my Parsons jersey on.
Nice. Can you put a Tony Pollard jersey on? We need some good mojo for him.
I don't have a Pollard jersey. Sorry. This is the only one I have. Well, I have a Dak one, but it's signed by Brandon Cooks. Don't ask. That's a funny story. So, I mean, not Brandon Cooks. Stephon Gilmore.
Oh, wait. I saw the photo of this, right? When you met him?
Yeah, that was outside of my apartment. I live right by the Star.
That you were asking him to sign a Dak jersey?
I don't think he even noticed. I mean, like, I was just trying to get anybody's attention because I was there before anybody else, but of course I lined up at the wrong side of where they're all coming in.
Yeah.
So I passed.
How do you feel about your beloved Dallas Cowboys down 1 to this dusty Seahawks team?
Well, all I really care about right now is my main event team and our primetime team. So I want to, win some money. But
yeah, tell the people about our
primetime. It's hard with the fandom. So we had to pick if we were going to start Geno or Matthew Stafford, because neither matchup is great. But Geno, I mean, I'm impressed. He's holding his own. I said we are. Yeah, we had already we were talking about we'd be happy with 15 points, and we were already there at the half. Yeah. So I'm
We're at 202. We'll take 202. 6-point passing touchdown over there on NFC. Ooh, we'll take that.
Well, we're close to we have 2 more weeks there to seal a spot, and it's we're in the mix with several other teams.
Yep.
And then because unfortunately we lost last week, and so did the team that was 1 ahead of us because we had the second best record.
How did he drop?
Yeah. Who else? Let the people know who else is on that squad who we're sweating this week.
Oh gosh. We have Kelsey. We have JSN. We have QJ. We didn't start them though. We did start Marquise Brown.
Who are the players we're sweating? Don't say all the dusty players we're benching this week.
we got Gibbs, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Deebo Samuel, DeAndre Swift.
So funny because we took Gibbs there, and that was after the Thursday night game, and he fell much further than he was usually falling. It was like, oh, this is sweet. But we took him over Travis Etienne. And there was weeks where it's just I think about that draft. That was my Roman Empire.
That's your Roman Empire.
I really was. I would just think about us. I was like, why don't we just take Etienne, who we also really liked, and we just got wrapped up in the Gibbs value. But then I'd rather have Gibbs. I'd rather have Gibbs now.
Oh, for sure.
You. Definitely.
And we have Breece too.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers coming back.
We had Aaron Rodgers to start.
Pete, I read, was that you, the newsletter today?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty good. I wrote about it in the
I was just I was so thankful because I was I can write the newsletter at 1 in the afternoon because I know that's going to be the biggest story that happens today. But I also was just so frustrated having to write about Aaron Rodgers again.
Pete, we're up to 12.
Dude, carries. Zach Charbonnet higher on 13 and a half. Higher. Free money, dude.
We're up to 13?
No, we're up to 12. You're right.
I think you guys are going to be starting Charbonnet.
13. They just updated.
Nice.
Right. One more.
Oh, am I behind? God. Was it? Did they run on 2nd and goal?
Yeah.
Oh God,
yes.
I'm behind.
That's what it is, Ben. You and I are both behind.
Yeah. How did we get behind, Pat?
I don't know, man. Have we always been behind? And Pete's.
I'm way ahead of you guys.
What did you just see?
I don't know how.
I'm reopening my app after
Did you see that Colby Parkinson TD, Steph?
No.
I think Bezos.
God damn it, Pete.
I'm Well, I was behind because I didn't know the phone thing. So I was always like 30 seconds behind you guys. And then now I'm like, oh, I got the phone.
JSN on the field. JSN motion.
Yes.
Let's go.
No, I had Dan Quinn talking.
JSN. Inside route. Oh,
Dino.
All right, we'll take it. We started it. We just thought.
Now I see Micah.
Can we just appreciate, because we get a lot of shitty Thursday night games. This is a fun-ass game.
That's what I've been saying. Right. I was like, I was always excited that, woo! Touchdown. See, I'm ahead.
I was celebrating that about 4 minutes ago.
Oh, am I that far behind? Oh, shoot, I'm not on live.
Penalty declined. Legacy game.
When I switched over to get on the stream, I guess I got off of live. So, no, I am no longer ahead of you guys.
This game rules. I'm loving this game.
Steph, how you wrote up because there's a difference in like the playoffs with how they're working with a lot of our NFFC and FFPC. This was the end of the true regular season for FFPC. Let the people know how our overall portfolio did through 12 weeks here.
So we had 7. You guys have 7 teams, and 5 of them got through, right?
I think it was
Something
4.
like
I think you
or 4 of them got through. 4 of them.
4, but 3 are auto bids into the sprint. So they're already locked into
1 was
sprint
barely
teams.
not an auto bid too, right?
And
Sean
then
right?
I got my main event through, but I'm in the 4th seed, so I have to win my tournament here.
Yeah.
Well, and Steph, I know we gash you up a lot when you're on here, but we truly all like attribute so much of the success this year to the teams and our playoff advancement, to the grinding you did on the waiver wires. And it's one of those things, right, where each micro decision in itself isn't what does it for you, but you stack those up over the course of the season, and that collectively adds 1 win or adds 50 some points or whatever it is, and that is the margin of getting even 1 extra team into the playoffs. And so kudos to you for you are directly responsible for helping us have our best year in high stakes so far. So
this is your best year. Well, congrats.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That makes me feel even better.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
you're the shit.
Because it's not just that we have 4 of the 7 in the playoffs when the 3 auto bids, is that we've got the NFC teams are doing well. Yep. So there's this whole other crop of teams that's coming in that we're expecting big things from too. So be one thing if like our FFPC teams are good and the NFC teams were a struggle. That hasn't been it.
Yeah, I'll pull up this week's edition of Fabulous Football. This is Steph's free weekly newsletter. Posts a couple editions, a general home league edition for the normies out there who still have Josh Downs available in their league. And then we have the Sicko edition here. So Steph, tell us a little bit here about what you saw.
I'm going to chime in real quick. It's not just us saying this every week, because we do say this every week. I've heard more feedback about this newsletter, and every single thing has been glowing than I think anything else that I've heard feedback on this year. I mean, everyone loves this newsletter who is getting it. It's not just it's just not just the biased people. So make sure you're getting the newsletter.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, guys.
So let's do a quick walkthrough here of the teams. Then we can do a little week 13 waiver stuff here. So how are we looking in NFFC, Steph?
Well, you see on top there, the Boomers are killing it. They're in first place, and they could get a sweet bonus. I think in both, right? You can get a sweet bonus if you get the highest points and the best record. I'm not sure if that's only an FFPC thing. I'll have to look at the money payouts. But that team should have it locked and loaded. I mean, they're in the top 100. They're 53rd overall, and not just their league, but the whole entire contest. So that team is awesome. Ship taking might be done, unfortunately.
We didn't even talk to Davis about ship taking today.
Ship taking. Steph, though, is still grinding the waivers. She'll ask us stuff, and Davis will go, Steph, you gotta let this team go.
No, I didn't ask. I just put in so you didn't because you had
You're right, you
it was
didn't
a
ask.
kicker. It was a kicker or defense on bye, and I was like, look, I'm already on the site. I'll at least.
No, Steph, you're like me. Like when I'm locked in on it too, like I see it to the bitter end, and you also don't want these other teams to have a slightly easier path to victory, right? You want to make them fucking earn it too.
Yeah, like they can't just sleep and think that it's going to be there because
no.
No.
So Davis, we always combine to draft the shittiest teams. But our ship chasing team here, fourth place, 170 or 1,720 points here. Can this team do some damage, Steph?
Yeah, I mean, like you're in the mix. I mean, there's like 3 teams I think that are like all within just a few points. On a lot of our leagues here are like super competitive. It's going to come down to the very like bitter end.
Yeah,
like anybody can win it. Honestly, shark jumping is way ahead. That one, it's not even like really close.
The Leone drafts are the inverse
Leone.
of Davis. Whenever we pair up with Leone, we draft nutted teams.
And the Leone teams are funny because like sometimes I remember when we were drafting this team being like, if this team's like the best team, I was like, I'm gonna have some pretty bad teams. Like, yes, it was enough different from my usual stuff. And I do have some pretty bad teams.
Yeah.
But, luckily there was enough overlap with what I was generally doing.
I like when Leone goes against his own projections though.
That's true. It's true. Silver Bullet team, our single entry team here, rough week, but still in the mix with 2 weeks to go because a bunch of teams bunched up here. And then our main event team here, Chase and Go Bills. We got the 2 seed, our ship chasing minisodes team. That was the team we did. We drafted the slow draft back in July. We have DK Metcalf on the bench in that league tonight because we have so many good wide receivers on that one. Stat chasing, rest in peace. That our Mahomes Kelsey stack did not hit this year. Crack Rock, ever since he came down with COVID and couldn't make it out to Vegas, that team was cursed. Slow Bros, man, this was a Tony Pollard team with Tyreek Hill that, man, when you told me at the beginning when we got Tyreek Hill and Tony Pollard, I was like, this team's going to cook. Tony didn't do his part, Steph.
I mean, that team had a shot till the end. Like it was a long shot, but they weren't total. Like, I mean, because Pollard had, is a little bit better, but you can't not start your studs.
No,
in these. It's hard.
So
it's like, who else are you gonna?
Berkey.
I'm live. I saw that now.
There you go. A little banged up. Shake it off, buddy.
No.
Chasing Stolen Bananas. This is the team with Sean that we just narrowly missed the auto bid. ETN getting stuff at the goal line twice last week. Really starting to sting a little bit. Couple $1,000 swing on those.
Yeah. And I mean, and you have Puka on that team too.
Yeah. Jesus.
So there's been like, it's been a kind of a rough couple weeks on that team because it did look like it was, in line to get first or second seed.
Yep.
And then I was surprised about your 5 horsemen because that one could have gone either way. Like it got a win, those wins, and all of a sudden got the 1 seed because enough stuff like fell right, but like it could have easily fallen out.
For sure.
This one, if you just checked the like if you just read our DMs with Hassan and Blair all offset, you'd be like, this team is like 3-10. Like,
Hassan is the biggest pessimist I've ever I'm a pessimist and I'm constantly like, Hassan, dude, like this is gonna be okay.
Like, dude, this is
but if you tell Hassan, he'll
like,
be like, yeah, you're right, team's sick. He doesn't push back.
I legitimately thought this team was like dog shit. That stuff's like, oh yeah, you got the 1 seed. I'm like, wait, what?
I know. This is so
this
negative.
whole last week, I was pushing back. He was like, oh, we're headed for a loss. After Thanksgiving, he's like, oh, this looks like a loss. I'm like, Hassan, we're fine, dude. We're like projected to be within like 2 points at this point. Like, we'll see what happens. Like, I was breaking it down all weekend in our chat. Like, hey, we're still in this. We're still looking good. Yeah.
Speaking of good, Steph, we got to get a bow on your regular season here, round 1 playoffs. Scott Fishbowl, you're sitting in 16th place here.
Yep. And I did start JSN because I had some week 13 buys there.
Oh, man. They screwed
You're
us
with
up.
us. You're with
So
us.
what's the playoff?
That was a touchdown, was it not? As a Cowboys fan, you're objective.
So they take your average from the season, and then it adds for the first round. It adds that week your points. So then it's a certain percentage are eliminated, but then in the next ones, which I didn't realize, I thought it was just your season average. They actually re-average it. So now the season average will include week 13 and then add on, or I mean exclude week 12 because that was the first week, and then it keeps doing that way, which I thought was kind of interesting because I guess it rewards you a little more if you're doing really good in the playoffs that way. Which I mean, a lot. I think I might be able. I'm hoping that some of the teams ahead of me might be like Josh Allen teams or teams with a stud in week 13 that I could jump ahead because I have Hurts and Purdy. So I'm
first down for Lamb.
Pretty strong there.
Nice.
Yep. The only guy I have is Hawkinson. That's a big one on bye.
Yeah. What
Steph, did you think that JSN's touchdown should have stood?
Yes, because I have an obscene amount and we played Geno, so I'm a little biased.
Yeah. Don't need to be objective on this.
But I thought it could have, and I did think they were discussing it. It wasn't clear and obvious. I mean, to turn over.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. I'm with you. And he was open. He got open.
He did get open. He got open. Like that one. We'll see a little uptick. He might be even 40th percentile next week.
Well, somebody sent you something about like Open Score not liking slot receivers as much or something. I saw.
I think there might be something to that.
I didn't look. Yeah, it looked. I need to look further into that too.
I think just anecdotally that checks out. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't rate well.
That seems like a problem. Maybe.
It's not universal because some of the guys, like Keenan Allen, is number one in the metric. So that that kind of under
that was PI. They didn't throw a flag.
But there have been so many fucking flags in this game.
I know. But he Bobby
Bryce Dallas
jumped on his back.
Yeah.
You can't do that. He's throwing his hands up.
Always a bunch of flags in Dallas games. I swear we get like those officiating crews every time.
Pete, we were talking about Ferguson's action here. He has now gone over the receptions and the yards, but is 0.15, if I'm not mistaken.
Over the yard? Oh, I was looking at the halftime one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the touchdown equity. We paid for the touchdown equity, which I feel like was the correct decision because he's gotten so much.
He's going to get there.
He's going to get there. One more catch and we're there on all of it. That was sort of my point is like you get there, correlatedly sometimes.
But you could get there without all that stuff if he just gets the touchdown.
Here it is. Oh, he was open, I thought.
No.
Are you watching the All-22?
Steph's acting. She knew that for 10 minutes.
I don't have the All-22 up. I've never actually watched the All-22. I don't want to have to read and stuff. I'm like, let me just relax.
Yeah, I mean, once you just give in that all numbers look the same, you don't need someone pointing that out.
No, but writing stuff now, it's like I'm watching like games and I'm like, oh, why am I working while watching games and like trying to like look for things and look at usage and stats and I'm like, oh no.
Come on, Fergie, you got him.
What's happening?
Oh,
you had him. You got to put that on him.
Another flag.
Why is that a high? Oh, another flag. But also, it's
Danny Kelly just
last a really long time.
16 penalties for 212 yards combined.
Yeah, but look, we're getting a lot of recording time here. We're gonna go like 4 hours tonight.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be sad when you don't get to grind waivers anymore? Are you like when when it comes to an end?
A little bit. I think there might be like. I mean, I'm like not gonna know what to do with all this, extra time, not writing this article every week and spending all this time and, looking at routes and parsing through. Probably relax and draft basketball team. No,
I was just gonna say you're gonna draft playoff basketball teams.
Yeah,
playoff teams. Yeah,
Pollard,
I haven't yet.
Maybe have one carry over 3 yards.
No, I mean one that's not losing yards. He just lost 3 yards.
God.
I'm ready to sacrifice Pollard and just let's make it Rico season.
I'm so excited about Pollard. Now I'm like imagining all the times I was tonight.
It was very
well, and Seahawks have been getting dusted by running backs over the past. I think they've given up a 5.2 yards per carry over the past 5 games.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Fergie.
There it is. Doesn't even matter. Oh, score. We'll take the TD.
Yeah.
He didn't score. Uh-oh.
The problem is we need.
I'm like wondering how far ahead you are.
He was almost fighting.
35-ish yards on Pollard. I mean, like he's got to hit a 20-yard run.
He's got to hit a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's hitting a 20-yard run.
Steph, let us have it.
That's a launch to the head.
The terms that Mike McCarthy isn't a huge donkey, like that he somehow over the bye week has figured out how to call plays.
Is Lamb over on the?
I don't think he's over yet. I think we need one more.
I do.
That was our debate: was Lamb or Pollard? I kind of pushed us towards Pollard,
dude. And then Pollard stone hands dropped that TD.
How is he so bad at football?
He used to be good. Remember when he used to be good?
That was a good throw, I think, right? I need to see the replay. But
didn't he play wide receiver at Memphis, Pat? Isn't that the whole thing? Oh, no, that's Antonio Gibson.
But I think he played a higher role, too.
He had good hands. I mean, I don't know what happened.
Oh, he can catch for sure.
But we don't use him as a receiver at all anymore. It's like he forgot everything.
He threw it behind, but it did hit him right in the face.
Hit him in the face!
Yeah, that should have been caught.
Give it to Fergie. Go to the
His
real
sister
target.
Was the
we went Lamb. We went Lamb for the first half. Okay.
Pollard.
Yards.
Pollard. God.
Yards, baby.
Pollard got in.
Yards and games.
We still need so many more yards.
You need so many more.
I wish we took fantasy points. What was that?
Dude, it was too high. It was like 14.5.
It was really high.
Yeah, it was really high because when my phone, didn't put in the Pollard pick because that line was gone when I got home and tried to do the pick'ems, and I looked at the other things for him, and I was like, "Oh, those are really high. I'm not taking that." I'm like, "I'll just stick with the 4."
Yeah,
they are running the ball. Like they were down 8 and they ran down 8.
So Steph
has R5 without
Pollard.
Pollard.
In the Discord, there was a period of like 5 minutes.
I have a 4.
Pulled the Pollard number, and Steph was so impatient that she just kept clicking and mashing buttons, and so she got it without Pollard.
That's so sick. So Steph has a clean sweater. What do you?
I have 2. I have 2 without it. I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't pulled it up. And then I went and put Pollard back in, so I have 2 of the 3s.
Okay. Never go back for more.
He's only in the well, it's funny because I said I was driving through like a torrential downpour in Dallas earlier, like when I have a long drive to work, and like you couldn't see the hand in front of your face, and I was scared, and I was like, "Oh Lord, please protect me." And then when I got home, I was like, "Man, he was trying to protect me," and I didn't listen.
Protecting you by keeping Pollard out of your pickup. Thank you, Jesus.
And I was like, nope, got to go back and fix this.
Man. All right, so Pollard's averaging 2.5 yards per carry. He's at 35 yards. What do we need? 62 and a half.
But the good news is it's a close game and they're not going to pull him.
Yeah, that touchdown was good. That was really good. Because we need them to we need them to get the ball back and just run it down their throats. Did
they get the conversion? They kicked an extra point? Mike McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen. They kicked the extra point? Why am I seeing 28-27? I'm down here texting people back while I took the game off my phone so I could
I see a commercial, so I have no idea.
Yeah, it's 28-27. They kicked an extra point. Insane.
So my main event team, I'm going against somebody that played Dallas defense and the Dallas kicker.
There you go. Cooking.
Well, I'm against them. I don't have them.
Wait, but what's the Dallas defense? Has the Dallas defense done much?
I don't know. I'm hoping not. I'm scared to look.
Shout out Ben Cummins, who just pointed out this is not a traditional Thursday night football game because both teams have had a week off to prepare. They both play on Thursday, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, tell man, they should do this. They should just make because how many let's say you're gonna get 3 primetime games. They should just be your Thursday this year. All your primetime games are Thursday, which it probably reaches the TV deals, but it would be so much better. It'd be such a better.
When it's they give these teams buys when they come back from Europe. And it's the same concept. I mean, playing on the
right. They should do their bye
travel.
around the Thursday night. I don't know why they don't. It's crazy.
Or they should just schedule good teams for Thursday night.
Well, you know what they should do is they should have them play Thursday coming out of the bye.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Yeah.
That makes sense. And
then you get an extra 10 days on the backside of that.
Right.
And you can the teams don't want to do that, is what I've heard. Essentially, when you think about it, they talk to the teams and they don't want to do it. And they've asked the teams about the London thing if they want to have the bye around their London game, and most of them decline. They don't want to do it. I don't know why. Because the bye is a sacred thing where they just take the time off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Also,
since we already hit our sharps, we're now rooting for the JSN Geno air it out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, there's
we JSN. I took all this halftime stuff with you guys.
You give Pete a 1-point lead, he will run the ball. Let me tell you, he's gonna run the ball.
Yeah.
Does he need a 1-point lead to run the ball?
Maybe McCarthy's playing chess, not checkers. He kicked the extra point because he knows that's gonna make Pete think that he's.
Honestly, it might be. I mean, it might be really sharp because Pete's
it might be. He will
look at Pete's eyes right now. He's
yeah.
Holy shit, dude! Holy shit! We're about
it's
to
not
do
tied. It's a 1-point game.
No, I was watching NFL Network before the game, and they were talking about the magic number of runs to win. I laugh every time I hear that.
Wagner 6 assists. Isn't that what he was at? What was he at when we?
He was at 5. We
were
did 6.5. We got one of the 2 we needed. He was at 5, and 6.5 was the number.
Geno is. We need 95 more passing yards from Geno for that one.
That feels
doable.
Doable.
I don't mind the punt here though.
Yeah, no, that's great. Get some Pollard.
Wow, was that?
Oh,
that was an INT.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it was.
Yo, can we talk about?
I don't like the short field, but
is Tyler Lockett washed?
Yeah, sure.
Is Tyler Lockett playing? No. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I kind of feel Lockett's been
He has not done anything this year. Has he? I haven't even really thought about it.
I wanted to do Lockett lowers tonight because I just feel I've just been feeling him getting so squeezed in this offense.
Yeah.
This dude has always been highly efficient. His yards per target have always been way above average. They're 7.3 this year. That's real bad. And I mean, he's 31. He's not. He's like Adam Thielen's age. I'm talking about Adam Thielen being washed at 31.
There you go.
There's the Adam Thielen note.
But now JSN
1.59 years per hour.
That interception was good or bad? Is that just fucking neutral?
I don't know. Geno was
good for us. We want the script to flip.
Oh, Thielen's 33.
Yeah.
A couple years shy.
Yeah, I just wish Dallas had a bigger field.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But I still think it's good for us. If we can get
20 yards.
That'd be so sweet.
They're already in field goal range. They'll come out running. We needed them to come out running,
Take showing up fashionably late. Rewind about 2 hours.
To get all the JSN talk you want.
Minutes of JSN talk, bud.
This whole podcast has basically been sponsored by
literally just JSN. You gotta watch that.
How much JSN do you guys have in best ball?
Steph, let's just not.
Yeah. More than we should.
I think he's my highest drafted guy on DK.
19%.
I look, if he doesn't break his wrist in August,
Ben, come
Let's
on.
not.
We would have more.
Jesus, man.
I guess the last time we were about to end the JSN conversation, he nearly scored like a 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that's bring it back
That's
up.
I'm like, we gotta get the vibes. Like he
His
needs
ears perk up.
us.
I'm
He
so
needs
mad.
us talking about it.
It's such a good line.
Yeah.
Davis goes, I am not sharing that same feeling, but what was the exact? I am not sharing that same feeling, but I encourage it. That's what it was. And then we thought caught a long touchdown. It's so perfect.
Shout out to producer Nick with us in the hopper tonight. Always
The best.
keeping timestamps here so we can get some good clips made. And he does already have this in real time. If you're just tuning in and you don't want to hear us sweat this game in real time and you want to hear us argue about JSN for literally 25 minutes, you can go to 27:15.
JSN is polarizing. When he originally broke his wrist, Sam Sherman was in our ADP chasing chat, and it was like, he was like, he was so tilted that JSN's price was not going to change because of us and how much we were going to keep touting him. And he's just like, he was free. I was like, you have to wait. You have to wait. It might change. You can't be tilted yet. It was so good.
Come on, Rico. We need more from you on those carries, buddy.
In hindsight, good take. I mean, broken.
Well, he did actually drop. I think he dropped enough.
He did.
He dropped
did.
some, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I
I
just
remember
started like
because I was
drafting
like-
more Drake
I was like-
London and other
I told
people I
myself
shouldn't
I
be
was done
drafting.
drafting JSN at those prices, and then I was like, well, now he's cheaper.
Guys,
Rico, different prices.
Rico got the first down carry there after the turnover.
Yeah.
I think we didn't need that many yards from Rico. I mean, I feel like he should be there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what Jover means, but it's Jover for Pollard. Said it's Jover 7 times tonight at least.
Adam wonders if we're hyped for Steelers Pats next week. I know this feels like, oh, it's going to be a gross game, but dude, I get to drink and watch football and play fantasy with my friends on camera for 3.5. Yes, I'm hyped for Steelers Pats next week.
Literally always fun. Like, and always a good time.
Honestly, I am too. Like, we get to debate, Bailey Zappi or whoever the Steelers end up drafting is the best.
You'll find ways to not let Gretch and I put
earlier tonight
in our slip.
I got
Jalen Moore and Najee. I mean, it's gonna be great.
Oh, yes, I got to read a Pat Corain quote from earlier tonight. Let's find it.
Did you guys see the Underdog tweet?
Pickett carrying us to the playoffs is too funny of a bit not to happen.
What team is that?
Oh, when I was doing the roundup, it looked like it might happen. No.
That's waiver. Is it? No, it's which one is it in? It's in one of our teams, Ben.
Yeah, I don't know. The NFC ship chasing primetime, I believe. We're looking at it.
Did you guys
because
see
we're dropping Levis.
We have Levis. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't have much money is the problem.
Yeah. That's the one that's super close. You were just talking about, Steph.
This is a
I was
pretty
going to
good
message
spot
you
for
about
Pickett.
this. But Pickett's
Yeah, I think Pickett's in a really good spot. I tried to put him on a couple teams and I got outbid because I wasn't aggressive enough. Because I mean, I feel like he was a spot for me. Like I wasn't ever going to play him.
Oh, CeeDee, you
again.
need that first down, buddy.
Was that fourth down?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
In field goal range.
Ah,
They're taking a lead.
Did you
that's
guys
okay.
see
They don't need the field goals.
Did you guys see the Underdog tweet that was like how many 15-yard carries Najee Harris has? And all
That
the
wasn't an
Najee
Underdog
Harris
tweet. That was a Nez tweet. Nez tweeted that. Not
it was the
oh,
Underdog
did he?
official.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was-
I thought he just came
it's
up
so
with that on his own.
It's so funny too, because like I think the Najee fans are having like a hard time separating the fact that like Najee can be quote unquote good, but a bad pick. Like you can go look at his advance rate, his backfield partners outperforming him, the opportunity cost of picks in that range. But they're so desperate to have anything to validate taking.
But it is funny. It's especially funny because Najee Harris. So like. He has a bunch of 15-yard carries, but a lot of those carries are for like, they're not for 40 yards. Like I think he has one carry over 25 yards. So he's getting chunk plays, but he's not getting like his success rate isn't all that good. And the only thing you can point to, because he's been completely phased out as a receiver. So really the only thing you can point to is that he's now this explosive running back. But you kind of have to frame it in this very specific way for him to look super explosive. And that was his biggest red flag, like, as a prospect. So it's like, Najee here, we know he's not that explosive. That's like who he is. So
the whole Najee discourse is completely jumped the shark. But literally the entire point was he was a 7th, 8th round pick that was being taken in the 4th round. Like, full stop. Like that's all it ever was.
I would say, as someone who is pretty anti-Najee, he clearly was not and is not the best running back in his own backfield. So don't tell me he's a 4th round pick. But I think, that has aged like very well. Warren has outplayed him all season. Now, if the Steelers, refuse to give Warren the backfield, even in a 2/3 split favoring Warren, that wouldn't shock me. He was a first round pick.
No, it shouldn't shock anyone. Yeah. They're going to cannibalize each other in a way that's going to make
it's going to be
here's
annoying.
The thing. Yeah. This is why you be price conscious, because a 50-50 backfield split for a 13th round pick is nowhere near as devastating as it is for a 4th.
No, Warren's going to pay off his ADP easily.
Oh, you could go look at the advanced. Yeah, it's already doing that.
But I'm excited by Warren teams.
To Pete's point, even if he's bad, in the 13th round, it's okay. Like, I mean, it's not great, but
yeah.
I mean, one of the things I've been thinking about this year is healthy. Kyle Pitts has
so much of it is if you just told me for 100% that a guy was going to stay healthy, he would be.
Noah Fant.
Princeton Fant's cousin is having himself a game tonight.
I remember when we used to like Noah Fant, or we thought that Noah Fant was going to be something before he,
I was in the
fell off the face of the earth.
I was still drafting some Noah Fant shares this offseason. I've always loved that.
I think Noah Fant still could be good.
I did. Tight ends take a long time to break out, right?
Career arc.
Yeah. He could have Jared Cook's career arc.
Okay.
You could have Eric Ebron's career arc, right? Go find a team that's going to use him. No, they don't.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he's good. 50% of the Noah Fant. Yes, Pat. This is another one where he's clearly good.
Oh, DJ Dallas.
What's happening?
On one of my dynasty teams.
Everything about Fant from like a per route run basis has always been good. Just no one's ever.
They don't play.
Some teams don't do that.
Yeah.
It might be a Fant thing, but it might just be the teams that he's played on. Like, he's had a weird career.
He's also like, he came in as kind of a hybrid-y kind of guy, kind of the Kyle Pitts big receiver type of mold. And some teams don't want that. Or they shouldn't say don't want it, but they don't want it in a full-time capacity. So, that's one of the dangers, actually. A lot of times I think fantasy, we gravitate toward the big wide receiver archetype, but sometimes those guys get kind of pigeonholed as part-time players, and routes are really, really important at tight end where it's like slim margins.
Yeah. Jacob Sanderson just retweeted himself. Normally deplorable behavior, but I'll read it because it's funny. Noah Fant makes the type of play that transcends the tight end position every third time he touches the ball, but for some reason he's eternally locked into a beachfront timeshare with Big Montana. Zach Charbonnet cooking.
Now, that
I did not
explosive.
see the start of that play. That was a rush, not a check down, right?
I didn't see the start of it either.
I didn't see it either.
It was a pass. Yes.
Yeah, we need that.
Oh, yeah, that was a pass.
Yes, that is very good for us.
I forgot we took the passing for the second half.
Oh, no, that was a pass. I forgot about that. Let's go.
How many yards was that?
That was huge for the Geno too. I mean, he smashed the receiving yards, 39 receiving yards.
Nice.
Geno is now a little less than 30 off. 32 more yards from Geno here.
In the whole fourth quarter. So we're getting there.
JSN, I'm not expecting him to hit or do anything,
Oh.
But he could.
And if JSN blows up this ticket for us, we're gonna have to have a hard time.
Trying not to put him on every halftime ticket.
We have some new information.
Yeah. The game script for this one is Rico.
I need another beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some wine.
We're gonna get back into JSN talk.
Oh my goodness. I just hate how long that third quarter took. I feel like we didn't get much action there. My goodness.
All those penalties.
I know, seriously. Is it what is it for Cowboys fans, Steph? Is it Super Bowl or bust, or would you guys take a NFC Championship game?
I think it's Super Bowl or bust. I mean, they realistic, Cowboys fans are like, I think, some of the most unrealistic fan base. I mean, they still won't say that Dak is good. Like anybody that I know that's like a Cowboy fan, they're all like, we can't beat anybody good. I'm like, I don't hear that kind of rhetoric about any other quarterback in their schedule talk so much. It doesn't matter what the man does. It's something.
I mean, he's playing so well. Like that's how you have so many damn bias. Like if you're telling me there are Cowboys fans that aren't able to enjoy what Dak is doing this year because they're still so blinded by their priors.
Mm-hmm. They're still saying
for years.
They're asking for Trey Lance. I'm being serious. Yeah,
that can't be real.
I have people on my Facebook. I have people on my Facebook page that are like, "Well, he still hasn't beaten anybody," with a winning schedule. And then they're like, and then I had somebody arguing with me about if he was a good deep ball passer. I'm like, dude, I'm looking at PFF stats. He's number 2 right now. And they're like, no, he's fucking
unhinged.
I'm like, what's wrong with you all
right now? And you want
madness.
You don't like.
Yeah, they are insane. They are insane. Not me. I have to leave any kind of Cowboy chat group or things because I'm like, these people do not know ball. They suck.
Man,
wow.
But what's so like? I understand if like fans just like front run whatever's happening, but like what's happening is Dak is playing at an MVP level. They should be saying Dak is the best quarterback in the league. That's a more like
no. They're like, oh, just wait until we get to playoffs and play somebody that's worth a damn. We're going to lose. I mean, they are the most pessimistic group of people. It's ridiculous.
Well, that part I get. That. The feeling like we're going to just blow it in the playoffs, like. That's kind of a team level stink, and that's been around for a while.
I'm not gonna lie. Like it's like whenever we do something good too many times, I'm like, yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, that's a lot of like teams. It's hard not to feel that way, like the team lets you down enough times. You're just like, I know what you're gonna do to me.
I feel like they like let their guard down when they play like easy wins sometimes or certain things. Not divisional as much. They seem to do okay. But, like with the Cardinals and stuff like that.
Oh, my God.
I don't know
DK,
what they were doing.
DK blow up week.
Man. I don't have enough DK, and you guys got him on your bench. You have him on your bench.
Dealing. Yeah, we have him on our bench, and I'm like,
I prefer DK Metcalf in best ball.
We did not take DK Metcalf in best ball because of that price.
Barely took.
I have a little bit, but I'm probably underage.
This team, but Rich and I do have him on our best.
God, this Rich team. This is just the fucking nuts. Everything.
Why aren't you allowed to talk about the Rich team?
That fucking team
talks about it all the time.
All the goddamn time.
I just can't stop talking about it. I posted on Twitter.
It's a good team, man. It's got Zach Moss, DK Metcalf.
I was repulsed when he floated Zach Moss, but I was very respectful to my guest. I was like, fine, Rich, whatever you want, bud. Fucking just spend another $25 on a bit. I've spent more on bits before, bud.
And it worked.
That is a great bit.
I don't think I have a single share of Zach Moss.
He has one.
He
does one.
Yeah, that's all you need is one.
I have one Najee.
Unfortunately, it's also the
same I shared
amount
a team with.
I have a Puka. Although the Puka stuff, where are you guys at on Puka? Like rest of season? That's an interesting one.
Feeling good. I feel pretty good.
You're feeling good?
I mean,
okay.
How banged up is Cup? Because that kind of
Puka's underlying stuff is amazing, and I know a lot of it was driven by the early season stuff without Cup, but I mean he's been really good.
I mean, the Cup hasn't been doing as good, so that's what I'm, wondering. I'm like, it seems like Puka has a better shot of finishing up strong.
Yeah, Cup
doesn't seem like he's 100% healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, Cup's never been that great, but he's way down this year, which I just kind of chalk up to health. But it's not great. So
at his age,
battling through an ankle injury.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And at his age, I was worried about that decline a little bit.
But Pete, they closed they close with the Commanders, which I mean that's pretty sick. And then they get the Saints, which is not great. And then they close with the Giants, which is really up to them. But you can obviously put up points through the air.
Yeah.
So I think that's it's an okay way to close.
Yeah.
This game,
how do you feel about
it's slightly concerned. Like you think about how they were operating. I guess some of those big games with Puka, as Tony Pollard finally gets like 7 yards. Some of those, the Puka's big games occurred with Kyren in the offense, but not with Cooper Kupp. I'm just trying to think, like, with all three of them there, Kyren dominating touches, like, do all of their touches get, not Kyren's, but, you know, Kupp's and Puka's get diluted enough where it's hard for them to have really big
in
scores?
some games, for sure, in some games. But I think he's good enough, and they either well coached enough that he's got some good games left in him.
Kyren,
Let's cook. CeeDee.
Kyren, I feel good about. Oh.
PI.
And another flag.
Yards we
Dude,
need.
These flags are killing our yards.
Oh, maybe we'll get a chance.
Kyren, I stole someone's stat for stealing signals. I can't remember who off Twitter, but it's in stealing signals. Has not run against a loaded box all year.
Saw this. This is incredible.
Way back in the day, Todd Gurley, in one of his really good years, was the only back with 200-plus carries or 250-plus carries that had more than 50% of his carries against light boxes, and he was up around 75%. So he was like 25 percentage points higher than any other back that was a high-volume back. Like the only other backs around him were third down backs that, carry against light boxes because teams are in nickel and dime and stuff. But this has been a staple of the Sean McVay offense.
Oh, no.
Todd Gurley.
Oh, he escaped. He escaped.
Wow. Is that
Tolbert? That's Tolbert.
Yeah, they
yeah.
Yeah, because they just flashed Tolbert before that play. I didn't want to mush him. I was like, giving him his camera time. It's going there.
Wow.
No, but when we were talking
play.
about the Tolbert stuff, I mean, he was running the same, like last week, he was running almost the exact same amount of routes, I think, as Gallup, but he's being targeted now a lot more. He was Gallup only had like 2 targets, and Tolbert is definitely working his way in. Tolbert catches him long.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a deep ball. Yeah.
The point I was trying to make on Kyren is essentially that if he continues to crush, I think defenses will actually try to stop the run eventually, right? And I don't think he's actually talented enough. Like, I do think it is a little bit scheme with him to a certain degree.
Well, hasn't he faced the least stacked boxes of any running back in the league?
That's what I was just talking about. Yeah. It's like a Sean McVay, like, staple of his offense that you don't face. You face light boxes since Gurley. Like, even when Gurley, a super talented back, would face these light boxes at a really high rate. So the whole thing about Puka, getting back to that point and the 3 of them being active, like, I mean, Puka is like, it's harder to win as a receiver consistently. Is that a run? Oh no, it doesn't matter.
That's a catch, dude.
It's a catch, but
it's like hard to watch Pollard now. He used to be so
it's
fun.
Sad. I'm also starting to like angle for an overtime script here.
Yeah, we're not out of it on Pollard. He's at 41 yards. We're not in good shape.
It's just a bummer to watch. That's all.
Yeah.
It is. I want to believe. I'm like, maybe it's the ankle and he'll come back next year. I know it's on ACL, but I'm like, the 2-year thing. He'll get stronger again. But I don't know. Something.
3rd and 12. Let's get this. Let's get a TD. Ferguson. Oh, no.
Oh.
I was into like triple coverage. Man, this is going to blow up my overtime script.
That will make some tight-winded
throws. Is there any point to go for a field goal here?
No.
Win with a touchdown.
4th and 12, and there's a lot of time left. I'm probably going to kick it. I'm going to, because 8 is.
But I really don't want him to kick it. I cannot face those points.
They are.
Kevin, Dak throwing in triple coverage, man. It's time for Trey Lance.
Oh God! If there had been a pick, if somebody had tipped that, I would have never heard the end.
All right, so now we're gonna get a fucking 3 and out from the Seahawks.
I can't believe the Seahawks are up though.
How are you feeling about your Cowboys right now, Steph?
I mean, they won too many games in a row. It was time. But hopefully they'll come back here. I mean, it's still close. They're still playing pretty good if they maybe don't give the ball to Pollard, but we need them to.
I know. I'm wrestling with.
It's kind of like one of those.
We have multiple pick 'em entries that are live, but are based on different scripts.
Yeah, we got the passing ones.
Well, I mean,
how are those doing? How many?
Let's hit some of them. That'd be pretty sweet.
Let's hit something.
Yeah.
How far are we off?
So,
yeah,
so the Tolbert one that we got, which is, that was a big one to hit.
And I told you to get Tolbert.
We really.
I was yelling for that one in the chat.
That touchdown would have been big, right? To CeeDee that he just dropped, because that would have been about another what? Was that about 20 yards?
Yeah.
There was a couple.
113.
He's had a couple
been
drops.
like 15 yards.
Yeah, well, there's been more than one.
We need a lot from Dak. I mean, we need 80 yards.
Look, Dak used to be a fourth quarter hero. Like he can do stuff sometimes at the end there.
We need the Geno to JSN on this drive. Like that is by far our biggest rooting interest here is Geno to JSN. I'm just a little worried about them running it 3 times in a row here.
I mean, can they, just give Geno or give JSN?
Wait, this is showing 28-20 third quarter on the bottom there. Did you refresh this? It's 35-30.
Yeah.
It's same numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened. Oh boy.
None of our other stuff's looking great, huh? Down towards the bottom down here.
Well, I mean, the core is just it feels so much further.
Oh wait, I get everything. Oh, good. I have just those 2 on my core.
It's literally 22 rushing yards. It feels like we need 8 quarters to hit that.
For sure.
Rico, we just need 5. CeeDee Lamb needs 1 first down. Like that CeeDee Lamb touchdown there in so many ways stings. It gets us the first down, gets us the Seahawks throwing. It gets us another chunk of yardage for Dak and CeeDee. Like would have done so many things for us.
Yeah, and they're not going to play. They don't play Rico as much when they're down either. So that would have put him probably back on the field. I don't know. I mean, this game, it has a lot of like playoff implications for both teams and stuff. So, I mean, it's like they're playing hard.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think the Seahawks were very good. I'm surprised.
I didn't either, man. I thought I was so wrong on that. I thought they were going to get smashed tonight.
I guess Geno's elbow is better.
Man, we need. I don't even know what. I mean, we need. Locking up JSN would feel good. I'm so pissed about losing the nice overtime out there with the score.
Yeah.
I mean, Seattle could kick a field goal.
Yeah, that's how we get it back.
Yeah.
The problem is we weren't playing for Seattle to play from ahead the whole second half. And they have been.
No, but you would have thought they would have. The passing could have gotten there. And that if, I don't know why they didn't go for 2 earlier. That's ridiculous. That's brutal. That's pissing me off. Because those are the type. See, that's the thing. Dallas likes to shoot itself in the foot. Like they do a bunch of little mistakes that always add up to big things. Whether it's time management or just some decisions that don't make any sense.
We don't talk about Taco Bell until we start shipping
Winning.
some entries.
I'm ready for some Taco Bell.
JSN.
Oh,
Go,
yeah.
baby.
Here we go.
We'll take 6 yards. That's a first down. I'll mark that shit short. Can I just point out, peak Seattle. After a long Dallas drive, wasted a bunch of time. They get the ball back. They give it to Charbonnet for a 3-yard run, and then they have to call a timeout on 2nd and 7. How the fuck do you not have the second down play figured out after? I mean, if you're running it on first down, okay, fine. You got 3 yards. You're confused now? Like, you had the whole last drive to figure out what the fuck you're doing. What do you?
And then how about their version of the tush push there, which is Geno Smith hopping 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and then leaping to try to get the first down.
Oh, God.
He's running the option.
But nobody else is aware.
Here comes a run. Man, hate when the clock's working against us. Let's get JSN here. What we need, so we're 9 yards off at JSN.
I got a rule change for Underdog. If you know ball so well that you crush your line, all these extra Charbonnet carries, they should count towards something else.
You want the points bet?
You want overflow?
I want overflow, like to change over to somewhere else.
I do love like the concept of like the ladder bet stuff is very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Ladder Pick Ems. They could do it right where it's just it's spice, right? So you have like Sharps 13.5 and then 15.5 carries 1.25 spice, 17.5 1.5 spice or whatever. Find him. There he is. Go. Wow, it's gonna be about a half yard short, and they're gonna punt.
That's okay.
Because Pete Carroll's a coward.
That's okay.
No, it's a first down. They're marking it a first down.
All right.
Oh, that time it's a first down?
We'll take it. Steph, we will take it. That was second. That was third down. That was the other one was second down.
Oh man, JSN's up to 44 receiving yards. He's 1.5 off.
Oh,
no.
Geno 16 off for this the 3-pick one we did.
Oh,
what do we have on that?
Get both of them.
Yeah, Dowdle. He's 4 yards off.
JSN, come on, get him. Oh, he's not even on the field. Fuck.
Oh, we needed those Geno.
There's your 16.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, lock it.
Oh my god.
Tyler, buddy.
Okay, well maybe now they're gonna get rid of Tyler because look, he sucks. He's washed. JSN back in.
Washed.
Dude.
Jeez, dude.
We don't take it easy on guys that are keeping our rookies off the field.
Yeah.
He's been fun his whole career, but like
he was thinking about another walkthrough. A walkthrough for one of his real estate clients right now. His head's just not in the game, man.
JSN season. Earning all the targets.
Oh no, Geno. Oh no, what was that? That's intensive crowding if I've ever seen it.
I actually think that might work out. DJ Dallas was in the area.
Are you allowed to just like ditch it at the hash?
You should.
I mean, there are people.
Shouldn't be allowed to do that. I don't think.
Do we lose points for that?
He was not trying to complete that pass.
Come on. They're not throwing the flag on that.
He's played fetch with his dog here. He's like, hey, go get it.
tried to skip it off the ground to Sharps. Wow.
Oh, Bobo's on the field.
Oh no.
Oh God, Bobo. 3rd and 10. Oh, come on, break a tackle, meat.
Man, Bobo just doesn't have that dog in him to stretch out for the first.
You got to go for it, Pete. Come on,
Pete, don't be a
dude. Kick the field goal and set up the
They
overtime
can't.
script.
They're not in field goal. We got to get the first down, then we'll go kick it, and we got to get the rest of Gino's stuff, and then we'll get the Cowboys stuff
Jason
coming
Myers
back.
has an absolute missile of a leg. Gretch, let him cook from here.
We're talking about 64 yards from here.
it could happen.
A lot. It's a lot of yards.
Let Myers cook.
Yeah, but the roof is on. I mean, it's in the dome, you know.
Oh my
Oh!
Wow.
God. We need a
All right, we're still
quick
there.
strike to CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, they're gonna play fast. We actually kind of want them to play
It's
fast,
okay.
and then Seattle play fast back and get the field goal.
Yeah, we want a touchdown.
So if Dallas scores, do they go for 2? They have to, right?
They have to.
You would think.
There's
No
not even a
question.
Yeah.
No question.
There's
I
no
mean, Mike
advantage to
McCarthy
not.
would need to get fired if they didn't go for 2.
Right. Yeah. They'll go for 2.
God, that kind of bummed me out, that idea. What's happened?
No, this
Steve
is like
McCarthy losing his job
now
this
we
time.
have Dallas playing aggressive, and then if they get the TD in the conversion that we need, and then Seattle playing aggressive to go get their field goal. So like everything should speed up now. We actually don't want Seattle to have the ball with the lead. We want everyone to be down when they have the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd take
To
it.
score.
So they have to score and can't, just hold the clock away.
Right.
Man, I mean, overtime, guys, I'm telling you, like, we get the passing scripts in regulation, and then Tony Pollard comes in and ices the game in overtime with a 40-yard TD run. And I fucking order 6 Crunchwrap Supremes.
Oh my God, I will get so much Taco Bell.
For your old house.
Like everyone will have Taco Bell.
Speaking of that, Gretch, we haven't gotten a chance to on stream congratulate you for your big Gretch.com win. Have you paid out the dividends to the chat after your big win?
Well, I would have, but only 2 of
I didn't get
the
any
losers.
payment.
Only the 2 of the losers have paid me. I'm still waiting on payment from
I need to pay.
this guy.
I always
This
say-
guy down
oh.
here.
Maybe you can find some in the couch cushions.
I'm telling you to draft for Florida. I mean, I think I should just get all of it. No, I'm kidding.
Can you fucking imagine a 2 millionaire not paying his $50 debts? Like, good Lord. Oh,
And
God.
I was
Listen.
even the one that prompted everyone to drop the Venmo. I mean, come on, guys.
Listen, I just don't. Is it a legitimate site? I don't know. Show
I
me your
was talking
gaming
to
license,
Davis,
and then I'll pay you.
All my money's
Oh, no.
tied up in bonds. I don't know what to do.
I was talking to Davis on the Takecast and realized I'd be much happier with $5 million and thought I didn't have $50 to spare anymore.
God, I gotta send everyone in the chat Doritos Locos Tacos, according to Tompkins. Jesus. Who orders Doritos Locos Tacos? My guy.
All right, let's cook, Dak. All right, CeeDee.
There we go. There we go.
First, can we have that first down too, please?
Well, he made it.
We'll take it. We'll take the
So that's
first.
we're over
we
the
need
first
that.
now, right?
1st and 10.
We're over the first, so we still. I'm telling
Ooh,
you guys,
Sharps is hurt.
The overtime locks everything, unlocks everything. Overtime literally could ring.
We're
the
there.
bell. I'm just saying. Overtime rings the bell.
We're already at 38-38.
We're already at 38-38.
I can feel it in my bones.
Go, Pollard!
Go, baby!
Oh my gosh.
Let's get 17 yards!
That was the most yards he's run for the whole game, probably.
Wow.
We're in
Oh,
business
for
now.
sure.
Wow.
We needed a 17-yard run like that.
Okay,
We are
dude.
now like 5 yards
Look,
away.
We're
Dude,
5.5
holy
yards away, I
shit.
think.
We're literally 5 yards.
That
5
was
yards from
17.
Pollard,
We are
and
5
someone
yards
gets
away.
200
Let's
Oh my
go.
gosh.
And then,
Oh,
man,
that was
No,
only
who's
16.
it?
They're showing 57. Okay. We need
Yeah.
60.
Yahoo has it at 57.
oh, they just adjusted it. You're right.
Still,
All right, we need 6.
16 yards was big. Let's go. That's like 17
That's
runs
big. That's
usually
very
for
big.
him.
What?
Instead of it taking 17 carries, it took 1.
Now we only need 3 more carries.
Gallup
And
cannot
he's there.
separate at all.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Look at how close we are on the 5-leg with the Pollard Rico, dude. It's like 1 carry for each.
Despite being in the negative script, that was supposed to be the positive script for Dallas.
Come on, man.
We got this.
Come on.
Let's go. Run the ball. Run the ball.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. 3rd and 3. You're gonna go for it on 4th. You gotta run on 3rd and 3. This is actually like a real football take. You run this to set up, but also a run on 4th potentially.
Biased real football takes.
Yeah. There's multiple ways to do this, but we're gonna be.
You
totally
could pass. It'd be fine to pass. There's nothing against passing, but
But also run the ball here. You have to. He's under center? No, he's shotgun. Damn it. They're going to throw twice. Run it. Inside run. All right. Lamb. More first downs.
Yeah,
now you're going to run on first down.
Gretch wants extra for the extra first down we just got.
That's right. I want to convert that into Tony Pollard rushing yards. Where do I click to do that?
Who else do we need receiving yards?
Such a comment. We can't even rest if he gets it. He can still get negative yards.
Oh, God damn
that
it.
has crossed my mind. That has
God
crossed
Why
my
did
mind.
you say
I
that?
hadn't crossed mine.
No.
I was not there. I was not thinking of that.
Ferguson TD.
Oh, no. I got faked by it.
Oh, no. We should take it Dak rushing.
Oh, no, dude. Okay,
I saw
he's on the
Dak
6-yard
rushing line.
So we need it all to be Pollard or none to be Pollard. We can't have any.
Yeah.
Guys, I think we're playing. We need the overtime out. Or, dude, okay.
Well, 6-yard rushing touchdown would do it.
Yes.
A 6-yard rushing touchdown would do it.
We just
And
can't have
2nd and
anything
1.
else.
In 2nd and 1, they could potentially go for the first. Why didn't he give that to Pollard? I mean, I know it was a 9-yard gain, but like also give that to Pollard.
That's why.
That's why. Yeah.
It's a read play. The guy crashed. That's why he did it. Oh, 2nd and 2. They put it at the 7. All right, we'll take 7 yards. We'll take 6 yards to the 1 and then a Ferguson touchdown. That's what we want. It's a perfect run out. 6-yard carry to the 1.
No, we need that extra yard, dude. We need that yard. I'm not confident.
But I also want the Ferguson spicy pepper to get in here.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
What's the spicy pepper? Oh, it still needs Pollard on the spicy pepper.
And Dowdle.
Yeah, everybody starts to hit.
And Dowdle. Okay, yeah. All right.
Because we did the.
So we just want Pollard.
We just want Pollard. We want to give someone $300 tonight.
Yeah, Pollard. 2nd and 7. They just lost yards. Run the ball. You got to run the ball. You want to run some clock now? Oh, don't throw. No, incomplete.
Fergie.
We got the spice, dude.
Spice. Okay, we need the overtime, guys. I'm telling you, overtime.
This
we're fucking
conversion is massive.
Everything. The spice.
Oh boy.
Show me the
conversion.
spice.
You got to get this conversion.
Wait, everyone watches the spice converts in real time.
The spice hit.
For it.
Gotta love the Fergie. They wanted the Fergie TD was coming. We knew it was coming. They were trying to get him the ball.
Come on, man. We got to get this 2-pointer.
I am going to be devastated if they don't get this.
Come on.
Easy.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's big.
Let's go, boy.
It's already 38-38, Pete. Yo, quiero Taco Bell.
Man,
I haven't ordered Taco Bell in 20 years, so y'all will have to tell me what to get.
Oh, we got orders. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't eat anywhere near the amount y'all do. I'll be like a soft taco with chicken or something. No.
No,
all right.
More than that.
It's Jason Myers season.
It is very Jason Myers season.
And you know who's gonna get him there? Gino and JSN.
Yeah.
Look, if we get this much money, I'll be excited. I'll order whatever the hell y'all want me to.
Pete, will you open up the Gino and JSN one real quick?
Yeah.
Does that need anything else?
Let's see.
Oh,
So
Lamb
this-
receiving. No, that's a Dak one. Where's the Gino?
This one. This also has the Dowdle.
Dowdle and Bobby Wagner only got 1 assist the whole second. I was so sure of that.
So like Gino and JSN are going to get there on this drive.
Yes.
Yeah, together.
I'm telling you, OT unlocks everything.
Yeah.
The other thing that would be, if I'm trying to think, if Dallas gets the ball back tied with let's say like a minute on the clock, they just rip it, or does Mike McCarthy kind of turtle shell, do a few run plays, head to overtime? Like they're on their own 20, 40 seconds left.
I could see him.
I feel like he might take the overtime because he's worried about Dak throwing an interception and doesn't want to like ruin his streak of like home game wins. I don't know. I'm hoping
because
you never know.
Sucked out on the Dowdle, right? He brings Dowdle out with 40 seconds left for a couple carries to head into overtime.
Because I mean, he does weird things. Sometimes he'll go for it on fourth when like he shouldn't, and then he won't go for it when he should. You know, those are those calls you can't always predict what he'll do, and it's not always what he should do. Usually, it's what he should not do. So, I think deep down though he's got some cowardness. I think he'll try to play for overtime.
Pete's playing for OT. We know this.
Pete's playing for overtime.
We're all playing for overtime.
That's not in doubt.
Pete, our incentives and Pete Carroll's incentives are very much aligned.
Oh, you guys are talking about if the field goal happens too fast. That's right.
I was talking about
I'm
you.
just wondering what McCarthy would do with about 45 seconds left.
Which one, Bella? Oh, Bella's barking at the TV. She's watching the game.
Yeah, can we get a Bella sighting for some vibes?
Yeah.
If you let me catch her. Bella, you gonna make me? I'll be right back. Let me get her.
Should I order Taco Bell now? Just like
I don't know if that's manifestation or a mush.
Yeah, it might be a mush. Sounds delicious.
Let's get a JSN catch. Let's just get this started nice and clean.
He's 1-on-1. Oh no.
Plenty of time.
That's him.
We're cooking. JSN.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We did it. Holy cow. Man.
Okay, so what is that?
The second I picked her up is when y'all said JSN.
JSN. That's right.
Let's go.
Literally the second I picked her up, she came and sat on the
breakout game. It's
Bella.
happening.
Man. So this one that had the the JSN Gino just hit. It's Dowdle and Wagner.
Oh, DJ Dallas is in. So Sharps is actually hurt.
Yeah, Sharps, I think, went to the locker room.
Yeah, he went out.
He was blue tent. Yeah, and then locker room, I guess.
I think we started Sharps a few places, possibly.
Bella.
Well, he's been good.
How are you doing, Bella?
He's been good.
She's like, I don't know what's going on.
Dog look.
Did I see on? I don't know if it was Discord or Twitter. Was Bella beefing with someone? Was it on Thanksgiving? Was it another dog?
That's my parents' dog, who is terrified of Bella. It listens to her.
Rightfully
The 100 something pound shepherd is like, I mean, Bella will growl and take her bones, and she will just like give them to Bella. And she just like laid in the other room in the hallway, like when it comes sit with us all, like when we were watching the game, because Bella was like on the couch in my grandma's lap and gave Sonny the evil look, and that was that.
Wow, is
Sharps doubtful
like
to return.
Hurt?
Yep.
Hurt?
The knee.
He's
knee.
Fuck.
Yeah, 3rd and 4, guys. This is big. I don't want to do a 4th and 4 from midfield. Oh my god.
Oh, that's PI.
I don't want to do 4th and 4 from midfield.
I don't want to either, Pete. This is what my Huskies do every game. That's a hit early, man. He went through him before. Like, give us a better angle. That was bullshit. Guarantee that was before the ball got there. Couldn't see it from that replay.
Come on, Gino, buddy. Come on, Gino. We ain't writing you off. You ain't writing back. Let's go. Oh, the blitz is on.
What is he just chucking it up?
Oh,
man.
All right.
Hey, we got timeouts.
Honestly,
we got it. We got it.
We're okay, right?
We're okay.
We're okay.
We just need Tony.
We're okay. This honestly,
if Pete didn't waste all these timeouts, but like, let's get some rushes. Let's get
We just need, dude. I mean, we need like 11 combined rushing yards. From Dowdle and Tony, right?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing we need, right? Those two?
Yes.
Rushing?
By far.
Okay.
Show the third down play again.
This is the right script for that.
What are you mad about, Gino? How was that on JSN? Was his route to go 70 yards upfield? Was he supposed to warp?
All right, Tony.
All right, come on.
Tony.
Oh, my God. Oh,
Go.
my God.
Okay.
That was what? Was that 4?
There's 4 or 5.
Yeah, that was about 3
I think
or
that's
4.
5.
Bill, you're good luck. You're not going anywhere. Sorry. Since I got you, everything started hitting.
I think it was a 4 there.
4?
But we're 1.5 away if it's 4?
61.
Okay.
We need
Oh, my gosh.
We need 2 yards.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it says Charbonnet is doubtful to return, guys.
But I should drop
We need 2 yards.
I can't believe this. Need another beer.
Yeah, I can't reach
Chat.
my beer with her.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No. All right. They still have timeouts. 2-minute warning. They got to give it to Pollard again. We need 2 yards.
Sucks, man. I thought maybe we could have threaded the needle of
Yeah,
Pollard getting
I know.
us there and then a punt.
punt.
Yeah. CeeDee just throwing moves in the open field. Good Lord.
CeeDee's just too good.
2-minute warning. We still have 2 timeouts. So the whole thing is like Dallas needs to get another first down. Because if they have to kick this field goal after the timeouts, they could send the ball back to Seattle with about a minute left, up 6. You don't want to do that because you could lose by 1, right?
Yeah.
So they need to get one more first down now. Will they come out throwing? Probably not. They'll probably run on first down. I mean, you think you're running on first down to Pollard. That's the play. Like, we got to get 2 yards on first down.
We got to get this core bet here.
Because on third down, I think they throw. Seattle's going to use their timeouts. I don't think they're going to waste 40 seconds. I mean, if they don't get the yardage. If they get the yardage we need, then they're 3rd and short. Then they might run again. But we won't care at that point. But if they don't get it, if he gets stuffed, and then they get stuffed again, and then it's 3rd and long, I think they throw to get the first down to kneel it out. So we got to get Pollard on first down getting these 2 yards. That's
Yeah. You're right.
we got to get it.
Yes, because then
The first down play is going to be like
it's huge.
kind of the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They might even throw on second down if he loses like a yard, you know?
Oh God.
Because it's like
Bella's excited by the Taco Bell commercial. She's watching. She feels
oh my God,
and
Taco
this is
Bell
destiny.
commercial.
Destiny.
Good vibes are in the house.
All right.
Joe King is here for OT. I don't know how we're getting that. I guess a missed field goal. Aubrey has not missed a field goal yet in his career. But I guess, look, we're going to get a 3-and-out and a missed field goal, and then Seattle kicks the I mean, we're there. I mean, we can get there.
We're there.
It's already 38-38. It's already 38-38.
Oh, my goodness.
I want to see how many points Gino has.
I can't believe there's 73 points scored in this game or whatever the hell it is so far.
Yeah, let us know what he has.
Holy 38 and
Gino has 38 points.
05. Holy shit.
Let's
There you
fucking
go.
go.
Can you imagine if we would have started Matthew Stafford?
Oh my
dude,
God.
such a gut punch.
I would have
That
myself.
sucks so bad.
Oh my God. That is ridiculous.
DK Metcalf has 6 for 134 and 3 touchdowns, guys. And we benched him.
Oh, my God.
We've been playing
so to let people know who we benched him for was we started CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Pollard.
There it is. First down. Hit it. Let's go.
We hit the
Ring the bell, baby.
Are you talking or barking?
Ring
do it
the
for
bell.
the people.
Now, you know what? Let Dowdle get a crack.
Yeah. Also, Pete, we got to spin a wheel tonight because somebody just won $300.
Yep. I'm going to drop as usual, guys.
So can I win?
I'm going to put this in the chat. If you've already filled this out, please don't fill it out. I'm literally just going to go remove your name and it's going to create. I'm going to remove it no matter what. So just save me the time. Here's the form. If you haven't filled this out, you got to put your Underdog username in your YouTube username. And I'll do the drawing here at the end of the show.
Rung the bell. Let's go. I'm poor. Can you please rig it? Yeah, we got you, David. Devin Davis.
All right, now stuff them.
Oh.
But not
Yeah,
stuff.
we need the missed field goal. We're ready for the missed field goal. Let's go. Actually, you know what? If he makes it, who cares? Like, they're going to throw coming back. What do we need coming back? We don't even need overtime necessarily. What do we need?
Well, we don't have any under, so every time can't hurt.
Dowdle, yeah, Dowdle is kind of
Rico for
ruining.
this one. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, we could hit everything if we get overtime.
But this one and the spice. The spice also only needs Rico.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, we just need Rico, dude.
Overtime. Rico punch it in.
Rico 5-yard run.
Oh my God.
Put Rico in.
Pollard's in there.
Shit.
Pollard sucks. Get Dowdle in there.
Put Dowdle in
Oh,
already.
he's tired.
The guy sucked all year. Come on.
We need a stuff here and a field goal. I mean, we can't run the clock out with the first down.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll take
No,
that.
that's just good defense. That's
clean as clean gets. Ooh, they got to kick it, right? Or the 3-point to 6-point thing is this is a maybe go situation.
Dude,
Teams don't like to just go from one possession games to one possession games.
Oh.
And that could be 38-38.
You go for it.
Owen!
Inside draw.
Is Dowdle in?
Owen! He's going!
No, Pollard's in.
Pollard's in.
All right. Holy
No,
shit.
we gotta stop him.
Okay, you got to stop him.
Stop
him.
Come on.
Stop him.
Pollard.
Are they just trying to draw him off? They're just trying to draw him off.
Might be. Yeah, they might be. Okay. Yeah.
But so going from 3 to 6 is
That's
almost
bad for us.
in some scenarios is not great because then if you're down 6, they go for it on 4th down and
Right,
you can
you're
lose in
asking them
regulation.
to play for a touchdown.
Beat you in regulation, right?
Yeah,
As opposed to tying in regulation.
yeah.
It's not a guarantee. It's not like an obvious thing, but like it might be a thing that would tip you on 4th and 3 towards going in a high-scoring affair where you feel like you can convert.
God damn. Man, this Rico one.
This guy has not missed. He's 25-25 this season. Can we jinx them? Like I've never seen a kicker go 26 in a row.
Can we bring Davis on?
Long.
To mush
Somebody-
this guy? I mean,
somebody-
nobody bushes.
Bella's gonna ice him.
Dude, there's
Bella.
no way who makes this in 10
Bark at it, Bella. Arrgh. She won't do anything.
Missed this in a single thing.
She's watching. She's watching.
Shank it. Shank it. Best snap. That went in.
All right.
We can still play for a missed extra
Honestly,
point.
guys, do we just want a Seattle, or can they down it, or could we get a Rico carry on a quick turnover?
I don't know
Or they
about the
just down
Rico
it
stuff,
out?
but what about like our
They
other
down it. They
halftime
down it.
stuff? Is our halftime stuff live at all?
No.
It should.
Well,
None of it. Oh, because we needed Wagner.
Dude,
Oh, what?
Rico
Rico
gets us
is
like
the
close
key.
to 5 figures tonight. Rico gets us close to 5 figures tonight. If we could just have one Rico catch. Okay, let me set this up for you. Rico goes for 4 yards on this halftime one for $2,000. Rico goes for 4 yards here for $1,750. Rico goes for 5 yards here for $1,000. Rico goes here for 4 yards for $600. Everything comes back to Rico Dowdle.
But he's not gonna get
This is
a
like a lot
chance.
of pressure for Rico.
Let me just build.
Wait,
some
scroll back up.
anticipation.
What's at the top? Do we have anything that isn't on Rico here? CeeDee Lamb didn't get there, and Dak didn't get there. Okay.
No. It's all Rico.
It's all Rico.
But how does that happen? What do we need a touchdown?
missed
Touchdown
extra
and
point.
point.
A missed
They
extra
go-
point is where we're at.
Yeah.
Because they don't have timeouts. Dallas kneels and any turnover. If they had timeouts, maybe Rico gets a carry, but well, we hit the core. I'm gonna hit the bell because we hit the core.
You're hitting the bell for the core? I mean,
Yeah, we hit the core.
we're
The
lowering
people,
our standards here, buddy.
the people love it.
Blue Dog, why are you so exposed to Rico? I don't know, Lou. I wish we weren't right now, okay?
Kind of wish we just went with Pollard.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
Lou.
break even.
Great question. We should have asked ourselves before the game. My phone was at 4%, and I
right.
also realized I was watching the game on my phone, so I'm no longer ordering Pal right now. I gotta watch this.
What would you guys rather have? Just like a pick right now and they kneel it and they move on. Or you get strung along. You get the joy of Seattle scoring. They block the extra point. We go to overtime and Rico doesn't get it.
I'd rather have that.
The
I want
overtime.
I can't. That's so brutal.
I want the ladder. I want the ladder.
want the
I
ladder.
want to live. We do this to live. Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding?
Torture.
Yeah, no, it's not. Like I guess I like the highs and the lows. I like the emotional
my
investment.
God.
That's the whole reason we do this. Like, I mean,
to lose.
like,
The reason we do
Dude,
it
Princeton fans cousin
Okay,
continues to just smash.
for somebody who won $2 million doing this, like, yeah, you just want it to be chill from here on out in the rest of your life. For the rest of us, it's not about the money. We're just trying to fucking feel something.
Gretch wants justification
Wait, shouldn't it be
for
the
his Taco
opposite? Should I
Bell
just be
order.
trying to
That's
feel
all he
something?
wants.
Yeah, baby. String me the fuck up. I like what Chad said.
String me the fuck up.
Who do you think you are? I am PDW over here. Chad's killing it tonight. Great show tonight from the chat. Loving it. Oh, JSN.
Do you know what? I want to give shout out to the chat tonight. I just went to remove duplicates in our Google Sheet giveaway. No duplicates to be found. Thank
Impressive.
you guys for being honest, upstanding citizens. Let's do this giveaway. Keep the vibes high.
Yeah. It's 4th and 2. Don't do it right now.
I
It's
won't.
fourth-
I mean, keep the vibes high, man.
4th down.
I'll keep the vibes high.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say hi, Bella.
Oh,
All right,
God.
let's do the giveaway.
Oh.
Flag?
What if direct snap to Rico? You can't risk Dak getting hurt on a kneel down.
Be on the wheel. God damn it. Gino is so bad on 4th
Man.
down.
Look at this. I just
got
want the
close
people to
tonight to
know
a
how
massive hit.
selfless we were tonight. We had all of these pick'ems to win literally thousands of dollars. And the one we decided to hit was the core for the people.
That's for you.
And the reason, I personally kind of sabotaged Rico via my Rico Dowdle voodoo doll is because I didn't want Pat to inch closer to being $5 million richer and finally reaching his happiness index that he can't reach. Dude, is Rico on the field? Rico's on the field.
They can't call timeouts.
Dude, I'm telling you, this
Oh
is
my
how
God.
this is
Oh
how
my
you put your
God.
nuts on the table as a Super Bowl contender. You fake
around.
Neil, pitch to
Yeah.
Rico.
Yeah.
Fake
I
Neil,
like it.
pitch. All right, chat, let me know. You can see right now it's in alphabetical order by username. Let me know how many shuffles.
This
Within
was the
reason.
sickest fucking game on Thursday night.
Where
What a
am I
great
at?
game, man. Comeback, Dallas win. What a game.
Ah.
I didn't
Oh,
take any
come
notes for
on.
stealing signals, so you guys who read that, good luck.
All right, I see 8 shuffles. 8 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I will be spinning the wheel. Winner will be getting $300 in Underdog bonus credits. So it'll be dropped into your account tomorrow. How do I know it'll be dropped in tomorrow? Because the people at Underdog are on top of their shit. I really hope they are after I made that proclamation. Here we go. Who's going to win? Big money, big money, big money. BG Lakers 10. Congratulations, BG Lakers 10. You are the winner of $300 bonus cash.
All right, I'm
Everyone who didn't win, be happy for one of your peers. It's a bad look when you're jealous.
Pete, are you ordering the bell? Are you ringing the bell tonight?
No, I'm not ordering the bell. I only order the bell when we sweep. It has to be a 5 pick. I can't order the bell
I'm not
for the
ringing the
core.
bell either.
Yeah.
I need
for the
I need
core
a 5
alone,
leg.
Pete's about to shut this down. We're not going to ring the bell. I just want everyone to know that I'm going to be ringing the bell solo.
We gotta have
look
standards
at the
for
camera
ringing
when
the
you
bell,
say you
dude.
just look down.
It's gotta be special.
I'm
You're not
ordering.
looking at us.
I'm ordering on my
I'm
phone.
just
Gretch.
ringing you. Gretch,
want you to know
Taco
I'm-
Bell.
ring the bell. We didn't earn it tonight.
Yes, we did. Let the man eat the bell.
Wait, my audio died.
Good.
Steph, congratulations to your Cowboys. That's what this is really about. It's not about fantasy. It's not about money. It's about the teams we grew up watching getting the win.
The Cowboys won. We got almost 40 Geno points for our team.
Hell yeah.
That could win us some money. Let's fucking go.
That's right. Anything else you guys would like to say? Gretch, read off your Taco Bell order for the people.
My audio died. I didn't get a chance to order it yet. I'm gonna do a cheese crunch. That's coming. No Crunch Wrap Supreme. That's for wimps. Chalupa Supreme sub nacho cheese chalupa important. Let's see, what else am I gonna do? I'm working on that right now. No sour cream. Got to sub the nacho cheese for the sour cream. We got that. That's an $8 chalupa. Good lord.
I thought you were going to say because the sour cream was too fattening or something. For a second.
Oh, I don't like sour cream. I might get like a quesadilla or something. I don't know. The gordita crunch and the chalupa are the mainstays. I got to think about the rest of it. What should I get? Sell me on something.
I get the same thing every time. You get the Crunchwrap Supreme, you get the Mexican pizza, you throw in the cinnamon twist, you get a couple double-decker tacos. If you do want to do a little nacho love, I don't begrudge you on that. If you want to do the gordita, and truthfully, one of the things that is kind of synonymous for me and Taco Bell is a Mountain Dew. I do like to toss in a Mountain Dew there.
I like to do the freezes, the Baja Blast freezes.
Yeah. I don't feel like we earned a Baja Blast freeze tonight, but whatever you want, man.
I used to like the Mexican pizzas. I do remember that when I was in college.
Pete, I'm gonna get Crunchwrap Supreme. I've been talking all sorts of shit about them. I'm gonna try.
You've been talking shit about Crunchwrap. Where you been talking shit?
Yeah,
wow, I guess I missed me with that bullshit, bud. Pat, do you have 8 hours of recording the narration for the walkthrough?
I do. I'm about to start that. And check out Legendary Upside on Monday. I'm going to be doing a podcast on playoff best ball. So I'm going to be kicking off content on that. Going to be joined by Sacrilegious, Daniel Raz, Kyle Dvorak, or me talking some playoff best ball stuff.
I hate to scoop you on your own thing, but I'm going to be having Sacrilegious on Best Ball After Dark, DFS After Dark on Saturday night as well. So if you want a lot of Sacrilegious, tune in over the weekend. Which, by the way, also check out Stat Chasing, Drico, yes. Sacrilegious every Tuesday. It's the good stuff. Get you prepared for all
next week. Pete filling in.
Yeah, are you?
I think I might as well.
All
we
right.
might also. We might.
Yeah,
both
Drico is going across the pond. I don't know. It's something about like a pot of lucky gold over there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Shut it down. Shut the stream down. Jesus, man.
Good night.